Get my energy together.
What up? What up? We back. We're sitting here fucking in a daze. Like, Justin's like, go.
Just
go.
said go, and I still was looking at it. And like, I
That did nothing.
I'm sick, and I'm tired of shit, man. But we got to get this shit done.
Realest podcast ever, episode 35.
No, it can't be 35, can it? Is it?
Yeah, last week was 34.
Yeah, 35 comes after 35.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're really 30 episodes, like, deep. A lot of classics.
Yeah.
Couple mistakes. But, you know, we move on.
What was the one really bad show? It's a Mess. The one with the
sound
fucked up. Recorded twice.
And then released the first one.
Yeah,
so we just wasted.
Yeah, we wasted a whole nother trip up and back.
I'm mad. Makes me sick, by the way.
It's your boy C Diddy, and our least viewed episode is now one of our most viewed episodes.
Crazy.
Scooter.
Yeah, that shit shot up there.
We stopped. That was like we don't speak on that episode.
Yeah.
It was like we stopped talking about it. Now
Scooter
people
must
are
have went to his family reunion and told everybody to download that shit. Man.
He met all the Wilkersons that he didn't know.
Found every Wilkerson on Facebook.
Hey man, got this cool podcast out here. When you're
Every
done listening
Wilkerson.
to mine, check out this episode of me on the Realest podcast.
One thing I think that's pretty decent, man, is like when we first started out, you know, we was doing a couple thousand, moving up, and it was like when we had an episode that was over 15,000 downloads, it was like, damn, we really got. And like now, just came to me was like, yeah, one of our episodes didn't do so good. It's got almost 15, and I'm like, that's crazy. We've got to the point now where 15 isn't like, you know, we got to get.
It's a line of demarcation.
Yeah,
like if we do less than 15,000, it's like, yeah, what the fuck is going on here?
because our average now is upwards of 25. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope. I want to know where Migos is at. That shit's probably astronomical.
It's like 900,000
yeah,
or something.
retarded.
Like something fucking ridiculous. So, the popular question on social media the last couple of days has been, when exactly do you motherfuckers record? The answer is, we don't know.
I don't know.
It changes week to week.
Listen.
Justin is an avid Eagles fan. He drinks all day on Sundays. He's probably going to drink more if they lose, like typical Eagles fans. Yeah. And because of that, we can't count on him to be here to produce or record the show.
And then we got things going on.
Yeah.
I thought about recording yesterday, and then I just was like, nah.
About 3 weeks ago, I was guest producing at another studio, and the host had Scooter as a guest. Scooter is everywhere.
Scooter's every fucking where. Scooter don't take no days off, yo.
Scooter is fucking everywhere, man. Shout out to Scooter, man. Does he still have a podcast? Quasi?
Yeah.
He has back catalog. He doesn't have any new episodes. Shout out to Scooter.
Who knows emoji?
Definitely.
Man, this fucking cold is killing me.
So, yeah. So, to answer y'all question, we don't know. It changes week by week. Next week, we're supposed to be doing something cool, recording live at some fucking restaurant.
Green Turtle? We're not recording there next week, are we? No, we're going to meet. They're going to bring us.
Oh, we're going to happy hour next week.
Yeah, they're going to treat us to like all free shit.
Oh, cool. So, I'll be there for that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to
I'll be there at 4:17 for that.
I think happy hour starts at 5. I'll be there at 4:50 on the dot. But,
like, hey, I'm Matthew. I'm here for the free shit. I mean, the boss's happy hour.
It was funny, though. You never seen Rounders, have you?
Probably a while.
Ed Norton and Matt Damon.
Yeah, I definitely saw.
Ed Norton was like a scumbag poker player or whatever, and he was playing with these Russian dudes, and they was like, you know, loud ass wild shirts and shit. And Matt Damon was telling him like, yeah, you know, they not KGB, but they Russian mob. You know, like you don't be fucking with them. He was like, with those fake Versace shirts and shit. And that's how it was when Just was like, yeah, they want y'all to come and record live there. I'm like with cursing and shit? Like, they cool with that? Right. So Just is like, look, I told him to check the show out. I'm like, all right, cool. So, yeah,
we're under pending review.
Yeah. But still, all in all, if nothing else, we got free food. The owners want to meet us and shit.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll be at Green Turtle next week and try to figure out when we're going to actually be recording live.
Yeah.
That'd be fly.
Our YouTube channel is growing. We're officially now allowed to have a name attached to our YouTube.
YouTube.com
/ the realest podcast ever. So it's not YDJKY2K 4100 7B /
GZM 229
Ozzy Osbourne ZZ Top. It's no longer that. It's we have a real name. Please go check out the video blog that I did with PNB Rock, Black Poppy, GZ in Baltimore. That's our best performing video to date, but it still ain't shit on the pantheon of YouTube. So I would appreciate if y'all watch that show.
Some YouTube videos. I stumbled on Wiz Khalifa Joan the other day with
See You Again.
Yeah,
she's got like almost 2 billion views.
3.7 billion. I'm like, damn,
it just won't stop.
It won't stop. 3.7 billion views.
Yeah, I've been doing some research and learning a lot.
I don't
about,
think
like,
there are 3.7 billion people on Earth.
That's the highest video ever. Yeah, at the time when it hit 1 billion, it was the highest video ever, and it keeps going.
Are there 3.7 billion on Earth? It can't be. It's 300 million in America.
Nah, there's like 3 billion people in China.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're totally right. So everybody in China at least watched it once.
At least once.
Yeah.
And the Fast and Furious franchise is huge over in Asia, so I'm pretty sure.
I just happened to see that the other day. I'm like, that gotta be wrong. 3 billion.
No, that's right.
Like, god damn.
It's very, very right.
You know that check looked real good.
It beat Gangnam Style. Yeah.
Yeah, Gangnam Style was huge. Yeah, I remember.
How many views does Cassidy's Condom Style have?
What the hell is that?
You never saw Cassidy's Stroke 'em Condom Style, which is a play on Gangnam Style.
No,
it's one of the worst videos of all time. It was like a
Gangnam Style, like the zoop 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 that shit.
Cassidy remade it as a safe sex PSA.
Shut the fuck
Stroke
up.
'em Condom Style, and it had like it was like 4 minute long video, or whatever, like that.
And it was like the beat and everything.
Everything.
Was he doing the dance?
Know that if y'all gonna have sex, you gotta wear a condom. Going raw is out of the question. So whenever you about to jump it off, I need you to keep this in mind. Stroke 'em condom style. This bad chick named Stephanie.
Oh my God.
How did you miss this?
She pressing me to have sex with me, but Stephanie can have a STD. She started kissing and caressing me. Yes, she was sexually molesting me, but having sex unprotectedly is like putting your life in jeopardy. So I'm strapping up, open the wrapper up, and put the magnum on before I smash the joint. She was kind of no, I ain't gonna ride that nasty joint. I don't care if she say I'm not infected because I don't want.
We gotta get to the hook. Yeah, we gotta get to the hook.
Stroke 'em condom style.
93,997 views.
Stroke 'em condom style.
All right, that's enough of that.
Condom style.
Yes. When did that come out?
Like 45 years ago.
You said 45 years?
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, Cassidy. Barry Adrian Reese. 2/25/13. Yeah, so 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago.
Damn, I never heard that. Put the Magnum on before I smash the jump. Cass is so Philly, yo. It's so funny. I really never heard that. Oh, my Lord.
Speaking of Philly, Philadelphia has been named the poorest big city in the United States.
Yes,
2 census in a row. And
poor and ugly. I don't think we were the ugliest this year. We were 4th amongst the ugly cities.
Yeah, a couple places overtook us. But leading to why we're so poor, hold on, they had some statistics to go with this. I don't want y'all to think I'm just making this shit up. This was really reported on Fox 29 Philly. All right, so they say a new report from the U.S. Census Bureau shows Philadelphia remains the nation's poorest big city. The U.S. Census American Community Survey released Thursday shows the city's poverty rate remains stagnant in 2016, even as poverty generally declined across the country, leaving Philadelphia the poorest of the 10 most populated cities in the United States. Philadelphia also defied a national trend, something that we're known for, as median household income dropped between 2015 and 16. On average, the U.S. saw an increase in homes. So basically, everybody else is making money, and we're fucking not.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, They're fighting in the backyard at the bar.
The report also stated that more than 1/3 of city children were living in poverty.
Yeah, I can believe that.
A popular comment that I saw under Fox 29 Philly's post is, well, yeah, what do you expect when you have Democratic leadership? And that was like 90% of the fucking comments. And I'm sitting here like, well, Michael Nutter was a Democratic mayor with Republican views and Republican policies. How the fuck did that work out for us for 8 years? Not so fucking good. All he did was get a fucking papal visit and what was the other big shit that he did?
The draft?
And the NFL draft shit.
It's like, I mean, like, it's one of them things where it's
but
like,
none of that money
puppets.
went. None of that money, like when these big things happen in the city of Philadelphia, none of that money goes to the communities or the people who need it the most.
How would it get to them though? That's the thing.
You gotta fucking redistribute this shit. You like, all right, for instance, perfect example, a festival like Made in America. Budweiser gives the city XYZ amount of money every single fucking year to do this festival. They need vendors. They need people to fucking sell T-shirts, beer, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I would suspect that many of those people that are doing these jobs are people who already have jobs elsewhere and are using it for additional income rather than people who actually need the jobs, and that $15, $16 an hour, whatever the fuck they're paying, would actually help their household income. That's my theory upon that. And I would make it mandatory if I were mayor, which I'm not, but I would make it mandatory that in addition to the money that you pay to the city, you have to then give some measure of money to some charitable organization that goes directly to the most impoverished people in the city.
I feel like there's a bigger issue though with all of that. Honestly, it's like, can I use us as the guinea pigs? Look at yourself. Look at me. Shout out Deuce. Look at just how different Deuce is working, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta want to work. You gotta want to do something. You kind of gotta have a vision. You gotta have ambition. You know as well. I've seen wasted talent, motherfuckers that just don't want to do anything.
Oh, 100%.
I've seen a motherfucker who was like a licensed carpenter and in the union, just like pop pills. I'm just being real. Like he didn't want to do. Like you kind of gotta want to work. And not saying that's everybody, but it's a lot of people I see here that just be on bullshit all the time.
Oh, definitely.
Just always on some bullshit, always on some angles. And it's just like, my life is pretty cool. I work. Right. I work hard. Your life is pretty cool. You work hard.
Work hard as a motherfucker.
Just as, he looks fucking retarded right now, but he fucking works. It's like, you kind of got to want to do things. I know women who go through hell, and then I will know women who don't because of their work ethics. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the issue here in the city is bigger than, oh, they not giving us enough dollars. They not giving us enough this and that. I feel like you kind of got to want it more than the next person.
I think we can't dismiss that part of
it
either.
I'm not dismissing
the fact
it.
that there's a lot of shit that goes on in this city and comes here, and out-of-towners make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars and just go the fuck back wherever they are, and that money doesn't trickle down to the community.
But Philly do that other places too.
I don't believe that to be true.
Not on the grand scale.
Not on the grand scale of how it happens here.
No.
Like every single year, you got a multi-million-dollar festival that comes here and takes over this, that commandeers the city, changes the way people drive. It changes the way people fucking get around the city. You work for SEPTA, the bus routes are changed. All of that shit because of this fucking festival. Yet and still, the citizens of the city are inconvenienced, but they're not being rewarded in any considerable measure for the inconvenience.
But what I'm saying is, though, is the festival coming here and changing routes and changing the way you drive, and it didn't affect your life. Your life, you did the same shit on that Thursday that you was doing on that Tuesday. Going to do whatever you had to do to get XYZ done, right or wrong.
But it took me extra time to do it.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about where you lived, what you
drove.
Yeah. That didn't change because it came here and it went. Life goes on. It's like if you go out and make $2,000 that day, it's like, yo, it's 364 more days in a year, and it's like I feel like there's a bigger issue at hand of the city being the poorest city now by statistically. Right. I feel like it's bigger issues than fucking festivals or concerts coming here. I just think it's bigger than that. I feel like it's the I ain't even gonna say the mentality, but You gotta remember, me and you see two different sides of this city.
Yeah.
We way different sides. You see everybody that's granted, you see broke motherfuckers too. They just be lying. But it's just like I'm telling you, I see a lot. Like we were saying it the other day at the John. Like when I first started, I think I started in 09. That was a long ass time ago. The same niggas that was on bullshit in 09, you see them now, bullshit. They on bullshit. Niggas with kids, all that shit. That shit ain't got nothing to do with no festival, dog. Like, that's you. That's how you perceive things. That's what you want to do when you... Somebody, I think it was Dee the other day, was like, I slept my whole day away. I feel disgusted. Have you done that shit recently?
Yeah, no, I slept till 1:30 today and was pissed.
Yo, I slept the other day, I think it was maybe like 3 weeks ago. I slept till like 2. I got up and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like,
yeah.
But it's motherfuckers who do that every day and they don't give a fuck. So it's like it's a bigger issue.
No, it's a lot of apathy out there, but I just look at it's like it's a lot of corporate interests that are coming through Philadelphia, and
I respect what you're saying and I agree with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of corporate interests that's coming through here, and it's like perfect example, like in Atlanta, right now. Like, in Atlanta is not one of the most impoverished big cities in the fucking America, but, like, the Falcons owner, Arthur Blank, took it upon himself to say, we're going to price the concessions and shit at this fucking stadium, commensurate with the income earning level of the people that live in the city. So you're not going there getting a $14 hot dog and a $20 fucking beer.
And that's fly as shit, but on a keeping it, like, the average person goes to one NFL game every 6 years. Like the average person doesn't go to every. So it's like you saving $4 on a hot dog. It's not really about to change your life. That's what I'm saying. It's like I understand 100% what you're saying, and that is a dope situation. But in the grand scheme of everything, it's just a pothole, yo. It's like it's other shit that plays into these areas and these situations. Not having anything, being poor, this and the third. It just is, and I feel like Carl. Shout out Carl. Carl had a seizure this morning, man. You know, keep Carl in your prayers.
Yeah, definitely keep Carl in your prayers.
I spoke to him about an hour ago.
Texting me right now, literally.
I spoke to him about an hour ago, whatever. He's cool. But yeah, Carl say it all the time, like accountability. Motherfuckers just don't want to have to deal with accountability, and it's like you can't change that. You know, it's just is what it is. It's like it's one of those things. So I don't know. Philly's poor. We kind of knew that already.
We have a W Hotel in the process of being built downtown.
They just opened a new A-Loft.
They just opened a new A-Loft. The W is going to be across the street from Del Frisco's. Just opened a new A-Loft. They opened the Sonesta about 2 years ago. Like, there's a lot of big shit going. They're supposed to be revitalizing.
Sonesta was something else before that because I stayed there when
and they redid it. But it's like there's a whole plan to revitalize downtown. The new gallery is going to be opened up as outlet malls and all that shit to drive more traffic on the lower part of Center City, Philadelphia. They're revitalizing the Rittenhouse area, supposed to be putting more stores and shit down there. And I'm like, none of that shit is for the lowest common denominator of this city, which statistics like this is the U.S. Census Bureau. This is not me and Matt like taking a poll and calling y'all poor. This is like 2 years in a fucking row. Like the median household income went down. Like, why is that? I don't know the answer to that. It has to. There's a lot of apathy, motherfuckers just doing nothing. But then there also has to be a combination of these opportunities aren't reaching these people as well. Like, it has to be some sort of balance of the two. I'm not going to take that every single fucking poor person in the city just sitting around wanting to be poor.
That's not what. And I don't want it to come off like that. And it's like, I'd be a little harsh sometimes, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of that. It's like you can't say it without, I guess, saying it sounding bad or whatever, but I just feel like, it's a lot of motherfuckers that just be on bullshit. And I feel like...
But are those the people that are even counted in the census to begin with, then?
I don't know. I mean, I don't work for the census.
Right. I would argue that they're probably not. Like, the average motherfucker that's standing on the corner all day is not filling out a census form or picking up the phone for the census. And they only call house phones anyway. So that means that they're typically reaching an older demographic of people when they're calling when they're calling and making these calls. So you're probably talking the majority of people that are probably like 35 and older if you're calling a house phone and getting somebody on the phone and taking this motherfucking poll. Somehow, some way, the Republican National Party got my cell phone number the other day. That was strange.
Yeah, I've been getting those texts and shit from like Republican, Democrat, all these.
Yeah, I got a phone call. It was like 30 minutes.
Oh, you actually spoke to him?
Yeah,
Oh, crazy.
I didn't know what it was like, and it was just like they was asking me my views on Donald Trump and shit. I was like, I should have hung up. I should have fucking hung up, man. So Philly, we got to get it together, man. One way or another, like whatever the reason is, we'll delve into that in another show. But the fact remains that we're the poorest big city in the United States. We're number 10 out of 10. That's very, very bad. Like, there's a million motherfuckers getting murdered in Chicago every year, but somehow, some way, they still making money out there on a household income standpoint, and we're fucking not. I looked at potentially going to Chicago a couple weeks ago for a vacation. Like, that shit is more expensive than going to Los Angeles. Like, if you want to stay in, like, downtown fucking Chicago.
Like, yo, they really try, like, you never been to Chicago?
Never.
It's nice as shit downtown. Like, I stayed at, the Marriott right down the street from the Trump Tower and shit, like where the whole river comes through the joint.
Yeah.
Like down there on Lakeshore, like that shit is gorgeous, beautiful. And one thing I noticed, show being in like other cities, again, this Philly, there don't be bums and shit everywhere downtown.
Yeah, definitely.
Like downtown Chicago, though, and when I left from me, Clint, everybody, we went to Pizzeria Do. It's like one of those deep dish pizza places. And I was going to the airport, so I went and caught the train to the airport. And I had to walk like 4 blocks downtown, catch the train. There ain't no, like, and I'm driving down Broad Street the other day. I'm like, oh, Broad Street look awful in the middle of the day. That shit look crazy. And I was like, yo, it really don't be like this in these other
this is our main
cities.
throughway, and this shit looks horrible. Fucking, I used to go to St. Louis a lot because I work for Enterprise, and that's where their corporate headquarters was. And I would venture downtown and shit, down by the Cardinal Stadium and stuff like that. And it was like the most immaculately clean
go past the arch
place
and all that shit,
it's just like there's not a
gorgeous.
Drop of trash on the fucking ground. And it's like
I'm like, yo, I don't know why downtown Philly look this bad. Like you go down Market Street, like you ever look at the benches? Like, what's going on the benches there? It's all kinds of shit going on. And it's like,
the city definitely has a homelessness issue that it needs to address that's been like that. I'm 34 years old. I'll be 35 next year. Like, it's been that way my whole fucking life.
Yeah, my adult life that I can remember, it's been like, it's been pretty ridiculous.
Like, I remember, because my mom worked downtown. Denver has more homeless people than I've ever seen. Really?
I never went downtown Denver.
Fuck. Yeah. Oh, shit. Just as like there's dozens and dozens of homeless people every fucking week.
I remember when I was in 12th grade, we got in a fight with a homeless guy down there. He had like grabbed my book bag. He thought I stole something from him, but I didn't. I was like, minding my business. He grabbed my book bag. I turned around. I hit him, and he got up, and he like came charging at me, and my homie hit him in the head with a block of ice. Like, bust this whole shit open.
Oh, shit.
And, like, cops came to the school and everything. Like, it was crazy. And I'll never forget, like, the whole ride up to the school, I'm looking at my homie like, where the fuck did you get a block of ice? Like, where? Like, it was the summertime. Like, where the fuck did that come from?
Been saving this since the blizzard of '93.
Swear to God, I'm like, where the fuck did you get a block of ice at? Funniest shit ever. But, yeah, man, downtown is a mess, man. Whole city's a mess, apparently.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
We got a question about that.
Yeah,
we'll deal with that.
I'm
later.
getting the fuck out of here. I visited Miami, Vegas, DC. Not moving to New York. That's dead. Where else did I go? I'm going to Atlanta in a couple weeks. Like I'm looking for like relocation opportunities.
Yeah,
like I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Tim's is 190. It's nowhere in New York.
Like I'm getting the fuck out of here. Man.
I tell you, I like my last 10 years. I was stuck on Naples, Florida.
Yeah.
It's the most gorgeous, and I'm talking like big ass homes aren't super expensive.
Yeah.
Down there. And I was just like, I love Naples, Florida, but like that hurricane shit.
Yeah, that shit scared the fuck out of me.
Like,
and the problem is that as beautiful as South Florida is, it's still Florida. And everything above like Tampa is like Alabama. So it's like you know what I'm saying? Like the further south in Florida you get, like more like South Beach, Miami Gardens, Naples, all that shit, like it's a little more progressive and forward thinking, but the rest of that whole fucking state, that shit is fucked off, my man. That shit is Alabama. and they don't give a fuck. Like you got to remember, they killed Trayvon Martin in fucking Florida and told us that everything was on the up and up. So I don't really fuck with the state of
You
Florida.
figure Gainesville's where that Rosewood shit all happened. So
a lot of historical bad shit that's going on in Florida for people of color.
The big thing that happened across the whole world, it seemed like this week, the iPhone is dropping.
The iPhone is coming out November. Was that 3rd?
They're dropping an 8, a 8 Plus, and then a 10. Didn't understand it till I seen Tim Cook like, oh yeah, this phone is just so advanced. It's the iPhone 10. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm cool with it.
Well,
now.
and it's the 10th anniversary of the iPhone.
So it's like, I'm cool with it. I'm not getting it.
I'm getting an 8 Plus and a 10.
I'll get an 8 Plus.
Because I'm an idiot. Hey, Tim Cook, this is Chad Fain here. Take my money, please.
I don't like the smaller iPhones. So
Right.
like they had
It's supposed to be like an in between. Like it's somewhere in between these two, size wise.
I don't know. Look, it sounds kind of fishy. I'm thinking, like, if I do get one, it'd be an 8 Plus. I told you, I'm still cool with the 6. So it's like
the whole shit everybody was talking about was the facial recognition shit. That was like the bid for
couple days.
Social media. Y'all bitches gonna be setting y'all facial recognition with a face full of makeup and then get not recognized when y'all go back to do it. I think it's a little bit deeper than that though, guys. If I had to surmise, I think it's more about like facial structure and
it takes 300 dots from your facial structure, so no one else could duplicate. They said an article I read said that twins can't even get in each other's
shit,
because it literally goes into every little thing on your face. So it's like it's supposed to be I told you before though. If it was an X Plus, I'd be all for it. I'm not getting a small iPhone. Yeah. So it's like I
routinely like this is a 7. I routinely like lose this phone like all the fucking time. Like I just be like misplacing it. Like I don't know where this shit is at. Like where's that other phone? I think it's at the bottom of my backpack. Like because it's just so like not a thing. Whereas this phone, it's heavy. Like it's got size to it. I know exactly where this motherfucker is at all times of the day. Like
I'm like. All of the negativity I see on social media, motherfuckers going crazy about. I said it the other day. I'm like, yo, y'all getting mad because people want to spend their money that they earn on something they want. Yeah, let that piece of technology. I posted a sink at the front door. Like
let that sink.
Like real shit. You ain't see that post?
No,
it's like
that sink.
It's like, yo, y'all really are nuts. It's like let people do. Like me personally, like whenever the new iPhones, new Apple products, I got a MacBook. I never am in line. It's not my thing.
Yeah, man, you gonna get it when you get it.
I'll get it when I get it. But if some people want to do it, you have every fucking right to go do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's yours. As long as you don't call me like, yo, can I borrow $400 for a new iPhone? No, now we have an issue.
Now you gotta rumble me.
But it's like, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Let that sink.
It's like I really don't care. If you want to do it, do it. Motherfuckers was really upset.
No, angry. Like
angry.
All of the y'all can't buy a house, but y'all can buy. I'm like, houses cost $100,000.
Yo, I remember a couple years ago, I had like the tweet had like X amount of thousand retweets, but the bull said something about the new 2K, and the chick was like, y'all out here worried about NBA 2K and standing in line for NBA 2K, but not buying homes, and I'm like, show me a house for $59.99. I'll buy 12 of them right now. Swear to God, I'll buy 12 houses
shut the fuck
today. But it's like, yo, that's just how people get. It's just so stupid. Me personally, and like even that post, because I was talking about on Twitter the other day. I'm telling you, I'm not in a big rush to get a new phone, or I'm not gonna be standing in line or doing that. But if you want to do it, I'm not hating.
Have fucking at it.
Get it. It's what the fuck. It's the way the world works. But motherfuckers was the other day like, man, we could start a mall if 1 million people decide to not buy the iPhone and put all the money into one bank account. I'm like,
I don't trust you niggas. Simply stated, I can't trust you niggas. You playing games. I'm not giving you niggas my money. Fuck out of here. You don't even have a business plan talking about what we could do. Fuck out of here.
I seen that Jones. We said we could open up a mall.
A mall, though.
I'm like, a mall. I'm like, wow.
Like, you got it all figured out, Tyrone. You thought about this, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. 1,000 times 1 million. It's 100 million.
And then I went to work and like all the people with Androids, you should have seen them. Oh, y'all just just getting that? Damn, we've been had that, and it's like, yo, we don't give a fuck.
Nobody gives a single fuck.
Like, we don't care. Until Samsung sponsors the show, we don't care. All right, we're using iPhones,
And then I'm still not switching over.
I'll tell you.
I'm gonna take my free phone with pride, but I'm not. I'm not getting rid of my iPhone. Fuck that.
Yeah, Android users are the funniest people on the planet, man. The phone wars it's actually like it's a dope chasm to have for them to like actually make money and everybody profit, because it's really become a thing, like Team iPhone, Team Android.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said it the other day, the 8, 9, 12, 32, whatever the fuck iPhone comes out, y'all just gonna get it. Y'all gonna argue with strangers on Instagram.
Here's
and
the
Twitter.
thing, right? I tell motherfuckers all the time, I'm like, yo, y'all do realize you're using your phone for about 4% of the capabilities.
Absolutely.
I show motherfuckers all the time shit that they can do with their eye. Like, people didn't know they had a podcast app on their phone. I'm like, yo, the motherfucker is preloaded on there.
Do you know that I am still doing that as of yesterday? Showing people how to get
How the fuck do I get the podcast? I was in Apple Music and it's not in there.
Yo.
Because I'm not fucking Jay-Z.
Yeah,
That's why.
I'm not
Lil Uzi Vert.
That's why it's not in the music app.
It's in the podcast.
We're not fucking singing. Why would it be in the music app?
Like, if you were looking for a zoo animal, you would go to the zoo app. If you're looking for a podcast, what app should you go to? 3?
And you know the crazy part is about these smartphones, and this is just me as a bus driver. People get on the bus and ask people get on the bus and ask me questions, and I try my hardest to not go there with them. But the chick got on the other day, and she said, "Can you let me know when we get to?" And she told me an address, and I'm like, she's holding her phone, so I'm like, type it into your Google Maps, and she was like, "What?" I'm like, type it into your Google Maps. She's like, "I'm not doing all that." I'm like, "But it's a smartphone. That's why it's designed. So even when you're not smart,
the phone
is
smart.
smart.
Yeah. It'll alert you when you get where you're going.
There'll be a red dot and a blue dot. You're the blue dot. When you get
to the red dot, get off.
The shit'll beep. It'll tell you where you at. And then she started going this. I'm like, is your phone on? Do you have service? Because if you don't, you just using it as an iPad.
Then I guess I have to let you know then.
But I'm like, I'm mind you, it's like we're going a far distance. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be asshole, but I got a lot of shit I'm doing. I'm looking out, I'm not trying to run shit over. I might not remember. I'm just telling you as a heads up, use your Google app. And I'm just like, yo,
your phone Wi-Fi only, ain't it, sis?
And I'm like, yo, it's really crazy because people get these phones and don't use, like, I really haven't asked a question in a very long time. You know why? Because I can type that shit into Google. Yeah. Not trying to be funny. I can right now type in how many people were at the Rumble in the Jungle. That shit will tell me. It'll tell you anything we talked about that, was it last week with the kids? Like, you got a phone and the teacher say, who was the first person killed in the Battle of 1812? Type that shit into Google and get yourself an A. Right. It's like, I don't understand how people be like this. They walk around the street with smartphones and don't use them for anything, let alone the amazing capabilities that come with the joint. It's the new camera. It's amazing. Yeah. When you see the all breakdown and all the pictures. Y'all just gonna take pictures sitting on the sink. You can do that with an iPhone 1. It's like y'all don't use them for any of the things that you need them for. So it's like, at the end of the day though, man, get what you want, have fun. It's like, I don't understand the hatred of motherfuckers wanting to go spend their money.
Right.
That's the joint I don't understand.
But it's not. It extends past phones to like everything. Motherfuckers are just like miserable in general. Like anything that like brings people any type of joy, or where somebody's talking about something quote unquote a little bit too long, then motherfuckers get upset, and then all of the ridiculous comparisons start. Oh, you gonna go get them new Kanye's, but you can't drive a Benz though. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. You gotta stop paying attention to people on the internet. Like, I've gotten to the point now where I literally can take a step back so well when it comes to social media, to where I don't even gotta like remind people that they're lying or anything.
Yeah.
When I see them going in doing all this crazy shit,
like,
I just scroll.
Enjoy.
If I like your pic, it's a good ass pic, or your Tweetgram, because I really scroll all day and don't like shit no more, because it's just all bullshit. You know what I mean? So. I don't know. Let people have their fun. You want to talk about Fashion Week?
Yeah, absolutely.
I really don't care about Fashion Week, but I know this is your twist.
This is me. New York Fashion Week is going on last week and then again this week.
I will say this though, Nicki Minaj and Tiana Taylor are two of the baddest women on the planet.
Absolutely. Tiana Taylor is like the talk of Fashion Week, like both weeks. Like
fucked it up.
Yeah, the Philip Plein show, and then I think it was like another one she was in the other day. She came up with the blonde hair and shit.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of that one was.
But she's killing. So Tiana Taylor, you get the MVP for fucking Fashion Week. Angel Brinks had her fashion show Sunday. She's really stepped her shit up a lot from Basketball Wives, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like her face. She's got kids by what's the boy name from Chester?
Jameer Nelson?
No, Tyreek, the newer one.
Oh, Tyreek Evans?
Tyreek Evans. She got kids by Tyreek Evans.
Okay.
Whatever. She's bad as shit. But yeah, so I've seen people on social media doing this is my first y'all weird of the week. I have two of them.
Okay.
First y'all weird
Chad
is
came prepared.
I can't prepare this
with
week,
y'all
baby.
weirds this week.
Making up for past weeks. People on with no clothes on Instagram doing Fashion Week recaps and critiques. I'm just trying to understand how the fuck you would know what's going on in fashion when you've been recycling the same 6 outfits since 2013. And motherfuckers really getting in depth and no, well, I don't like this and that and like, what are you talking about? You're not even a fucking consumer. Like, you're literally like Brian Kenny, like Floyd Mayweather used to cuss Brian Kenny out all the time. You don't know shit about boxing. You never was a fucking boxing commentator. You never had a fight in your life. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't have any clothes. You poor. Shut up with the fucking Fashion Week recaps. You're getting on my fucking nerves.
Yes,
97,
I didn't see that
97 posts in a row. Fashion Week recaps. Slideshow. Slides. What the fuck?
And what did they be what did they be doing? Like,
oh, I don't like this and this. Who asked you? Nobody gives a fuck.
I know Nikki looked the motherfucker.
Oh,
Nikki had on, she was fully clothed and looked good. That's when you know you the shit.
Second y'all weird of the week.
Uh-oh.
The over criticizing of Nicki Minaj on social media. It has to fucking stop.
You brought it up, so I'm gonna go there.
It has to stop, man.
Meek is not gonna at y'all. He's not gonna. It's like they loved her, then him and her broke up, and now I see all of the. It's only the Philly people.
It's exhausting.
It's like they got something slick or smart to say, and it's just like, yo, shut up.
She had on a coat that cost more than y'all last 10 years of salary, and looked great.
That
in
Oscar
it.
De La Renta coat, yeah, that's your
that fur. She looked great. Like most of y'all that's criticizing her are hit and or poor and or homeless. That woman is beautiful.
This goes back to the first issue.
Yeah, that woman is beautiful, rich, and successful as hell. Like, some people, to me, reach a certain level where they're, like, beyond reproach because, like, she's already solidified. She's already 100 M's up. Like, so all y'all doing is just fodder for your 19 social media followers. Like, that's all it is, because it's never going to reach a level to where it bothers somebody as successful as her.
No.
She's the most successful female artist of all time.
Yeah. I honestly, it's like, I think that in itself, the feat of that.
Just shut the fuck up.
Like, her as a rapper being more successful than Madonna, Cher,
Aretha Franklin,
Celine Dion. Is
Mariah Carey.
Like, that in itself is like, damn, Nicki's really the shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just nothing to argue about.
I don't know. I just don't understand, yo. And not to say that, like, her last run of records is, like, the most amazing, groundbreaking shit ever, but let us not forget all the shit she did that you loved so much. And when you wanted to be a Harajuku Barbie, let's not push that shit in the past. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Bees in the Trap wasn't that long ago.
What's up? Shit, truffle butter.
Wasn't that long
That was
ago.
the shit. Only.
Wasn't that long ago.
You know what's funny, though, thinking about this and how I look at people that, like, people who really was like, yo, Remy gonna get her out of there. And then people like, oh, Cardi gonna get her out of there. And it's just like, y'all, people really just like anything.
Yeah.
And it's a guy I work with. He's like real gutter. And I try to tell him all the time, like, yo, it's more.
He's a real gutter.
It's more shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he my man, but he think like McDonald's is like the greatest shit on earth. And I tell him, I'm like, yo, it's just better. Food.
You ever heard of Chick-fil-A?
I'm like, so I took the nigga to Five Guys one day. He had a whole fit because the shit was $12. He's like, you know what? I can get McDonald's $12.
Yeah, everything.
I'm just like, yo, why the fuck are you like this? And that's just how some people are just like, yo, I don't like the next level. I don't like anybody. I don't like anything that's upper echelon. I don't want music that's really, really good. The motherfuckers was at the concert. Did you see the video for the boom, 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 boom?
Yeah.
Like, they like that shit.
They love that shit.
If Nas or J. Cole or Eminem's came out and started going lyrical, they'd be looking like, nah.
Get off the stage, bitch.
It's just the way it is, man. Some people like that. It's, it's the way life works and shit. I really can't believe they were in that concert acting like that.
They was going crazy.
Going crazy.
They was going fucking crazy.
Nas had his B-Day party last night. You seen that shit?
No, I didn't.
Nicki was there with him and shit. He was trying to lick her on the face and shit.
Oh, he was going in.
Yeah, he was drunk. He was
off the Henny. Godson off the Henny. Godson off the Henny. I'm hitting this pussy tonight,
like
bitch.
Pun said. Like, Nas was in there wilding last night. But yeah, I saw the pictures. Alicia Keys, Swiss. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that was there with him and shit. But yeah, it's like Nicki's not thinking about none of you motherfuckers with the silly comments and shit. Like, it just is what it is, man. It's like,
as she pulls up to her $30 million home in her $700,000 Lamborghini, it's like, shut the fuck up, man.
I was saying it to my homie real quick. I was saying it to my homie the other day. I'm like, because I told him Lil Wayne was in my top 5 rappers.
Absolutely.
And he was like, you can't be serious. And I'm
No,
like,
I'm
no,
dead
I'm
serious.
dead serious. Like, when I sit back and think about it, Lil Wayne, I understand who Jay is and what Jay is. Lil Wayne is arguably, if it's not Jay, it's him, the most influential rapper ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Lil Wayne straight spawned a lifestyle for rap niggas. Yeah. Like, everyone was acting like him, dressing like him, doing the things he do. And then the fact that Wayne, nobody else, none of these other big rappers put their people on to the point where the most successful man ever is Drake and the most successful woman is Nicki Minaj. Yeah. And he put them both on. Yeah. Like, just that alone is like, yeah. Honestly, if Lil Wayne don't do what he do and then put Drake and Nicki on, what do the last 10 years of urban music look like?
Shit.
So it's like
Young Money had Wayne had a 4.5 to 6 year run himself as being like Wayne. Like, let's not never ever get it fucked up. This is how hot Wayne was. Wayne was so hot that Jay sat his ass down. Like, I can't deal with that. I'm gonna go chill for a minute.
Real shit.
He was so hot that 50 tried to beef with him multiple times to steal some of the fucking heat off of him, even though he was only selling 200,000-300,000 his first week and shit like that. And 50 was doing $1 million. He seen where the shit was going and was like, yo, I gotta steal some of this nigga heat because he's tearing everything to fucking shreds. Yeah. If Lil Wayne is and Kanye are kind of like the Ken and Ryu of their era, because Kanye made it cool for the everyday regular nigga to rap. Wayne made it cool for the weird alternative skateboard culture and all of that shit to come through, and all of that permeates directly to where now Lil Uzi Vert and XXXTentacion are 2 of the biggest artists in the world. That's a direct spawn off the Lil Wayne tree. Future is a direct spawn off the Lil Wayne tree. Future is first generation off the Wayne tree.
3-point-something billion views. For the song, the most songs.
Wiz
Khalifa,
straight off the Wayne tree.
Like, some motherfuckers literally just came straight off the Wayne tree.
Wayne is the reason that Currency re-entered the rap game and start doing that stoner hippie type rap, which allows Wiz Khalifa to do that stoner hippie type rap and become the most viewed person in the history of YouTube.
Real shit.
All of that shit is off Wayne. Rich Homie Quan, fucking YFN Lucci, like all these guys, like
and let's not talk about the countless motherfuckers like DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, name them.
All of Wayne's stimulus packages that he gave out for motherfuckers.
Like, Fat Joe's arguably biggest hit of his career is Wayne on the Hook.
No, arguably.
It's just
it's between Lean Back and Make It Rain.
Real talk. It's like Wayne. Think about fucking when Player Circle. I don't do nothing. I'm a ball dry. Like, Wayne literally was giving niggas careers.
Yeah.
Here, take it. I don't care. Yeah. Here, it is what it is. Here, take that. You got that. Go ahead, run. Do your joint. Do your numbers. Do whatever you do. Like Wayne literally, and then the fact that he got mixtapes that's better than niggas' whole fucking discographies.
Wayne had to redo the Carter 3 7 times.
Yeah, real shit.
And the end result is still arguably, if not a classic album, and every song on the album charted. He has like 7 songs.
I think he was the first rapper to do that.
Yes, he has like 7 songs on the Carter 3 that went platinum or better, and Lollipop went 8 million.
Yeah.
Don't never
1.5 in a week.
Yeah. Don't never get it fucked up when it comes to what Lil Wayne was at his height. Couldn't none of them niggas fuck with him.
None of them.
Nobody.
And I was telling my homie the other day, I'm like, when I tell you the top 5 rappers ever, and I say Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Pac, and Lil Wayne, all of them, there were literal time points where it was like, yeah, that's the illest nigga.
Yeah, the earth stopped.
Like, nobody can fuck with Lil right now. Jay's, and I was trying to say this to my homie, he was arguing with him, like, Jay never was really, like, shut it all the fuck down. But Jay literally was just consistently better than every fucking body. I kind of think
between Volume 2, that Volume 2, Volume 3 Dynasty run, niggas was, he had DMX as a contemporary, but a lot of other niggas parked it, like, in that era.
But
DMX
Ja was right there.
But Ja came... Well, shit, yeah, but Ja almost
came and think about Ja was on the song.
Like, Can I Get It?
That was Ja's song.
That blew Jay
Jay
up.
just took. Like, that was Ja's song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and that was the joint that won all the MTV awards and all that. Like, shot him the fuck off on that aspect. So it was like, and then you turn around. For those 5 years, Ja had more I think they said Ja had more top 40 hits in a 5-year span than everybody had at that point.
Easily.
Like,
Jay didn't have his first #1 single till New York with Alicia Keys. With Alicia Keys. That was 2013.
Was shutting it the fuck down. And that's what I mean. Like, when Jay had his run, it was always somebody, X, Ja, Nelly. It was always somebody, Eminem. It was somebody right there. Yeah. But it's like, for Lil Wayne, once Wayne got it in... I'm since the best rapper retired, I'm the best rapper.
Yeah.
When Wayne got it right then, he made T.I., Jeezy, Luda, all of them look like they were like almost running in.
I love T.I. to death. I campaigned in this market for T.I. I went around when trap music came out. I went around telling everybody I knew how T.I. was one of the illest niggas I ever heard. T.I. has an album where his whole album is doing his best Lil Wayne impersonation. Which is what was that, Paper Trail?
I'm a user. One of the questions we got was, what verse do you think shot T.I. off more? His verse on Round Here or his verse on Bone Crusher, Never Scared?
Round Here.
I'm gonna say this. Round Here, it made me personally like, oh wow, T.I.'s really one of the best.
It made Northern niggas respect
him. It was like,
him.
damn, he's really one of the best rappers on earth. When I heard that shit on Never Scared, because it was like my first time almost seeing him, because I didn't know who he was, and the way he came off what was the line? I can't think of the line. I had your partner dying. I see you visitation. Like, hope for the best, but I don't think he gonna make it.
Yeah.
Not the way he was shivering and shaking on the pavement. Like, you never heard nobody rap like that.
I'll throw this other one in there. The Beyonce, the Destiny Child, the Soldier verse.
Oh yeah, that was
him and Wayne. Where Wayne stole the show.
No, he didn't. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Wayne did. Yeah,
you see me in the hood. I ain't trying to hide. I blend in with the hood. I'm camouflage.
How did T.I. When you got it, I'm the hottest around. They'll know when they see you in the pop. Yeah. T.I. joint was dope on that. Yeah, that was a big ass song too. But no, that Never Scared verse for me, man. When I first heard that shit, I was like, who the fuck is Bull?
You know what one of my favorite rap verses is of all time? Cameron on the Never Scared remix.
I hear people say that every night.
He was killing that shit.
Whenever somebody asks me, like, when they mention Cameron and best verse ever, I always run to 357, the first verse.
It's either
444. I mean, Fantastic Four.
Or
444.
Banned from TV.
That was dope too.
He went crazy on Banned from TV.
His verse on the Fantastic Four was the joint about we were slaves, so why whips and chains.
Yeah.
Now all I got is whips and chains. Yeah, that Fantastic Four was.
He had another joint that was like a mixtape joint, and he says some shit about he's like, you the type of nigga, you a gladiator, gave her oral and he happy, gladiator.
Yeah,
like
that.
I was like, That's when I was super in love with Cameron, like 98 to 2001. That Confessions of Fire up to SDE era.
You gotta remember, I was a kid when all that was going on. I remember when kid was like, "I'll leave a nigga black and blue like a pair of pennies," and I had just bought some. And I was looking up like,
holy shit,
they black and blue.
This nigga's hella accurate.
Damn, Cam, you about done yourself. Yo, they really black and blue, dog. But yeah, it's like we actually had another question too about music, and when I read it, I'm like, I want to more so do a segment about that. But she was asking, I want you guys to go into detail on your 5 favorite rap songs ever and why they're your favorite 5. So I don't want to do it now.
That's hard.
I more so want to do like where we actually take time out and because I can think of 2 or 3 off top, but I'm like, I want to do that more so in a segment. Like we do just these is it, because she was like, when y'all did your top 5 show, you didn't do your top 5 songs. So I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is very hard, but I'd more so want to do that in a segment. So we'll get to that later on. Let's not get too serious just yet. Let's keep it with the fuck shit. We because I know the last part is gonna be pretty serious. Let's do sports real quick, man. Kobe is gonna be the first player ever to have both of his jerseys retired.
2 of them things.
He's gonna have a number 8 and a 24 retired at the game when they play. I want to go to that game so bad. I think it's December 18th, I believe. They're playing Golden State. So
them tickets gonna be $1 zillion.
Oh yeah, them tickets gonna be absolutely. I already know that. But I really just want to take a day and go the fuck out there.
They were talking about it on First Take today. They said, who do you prefer, number 8 Kobe or number 24 Kobe?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Number 8 Kobe played from 96 to 2005, I believe. He was a bench player for 2 of those years. He was a second option for 7 of those years.
Right.
How the fuck did he get up 16,000 points? Like how? 16,000 is a career.
Yeah.
He got up 16,000, was the second option for 7 years and a bench player for a year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Like, how did he get up 16,000 points? And the fact that those were his youth. That was when he had the burst. They could jump over everybody, all that shit. For the second part of his career, for him to have another 16,000 with the knees and the legs and all that shit going to fucking hell, I'm like, yo, Cove really was the man. Yeah. Yo. Like, Cove really was.
One of my 2 defining moments. If I gotta
pick one, though, I'm sorry. If I gotta pick one, I'm taking 24.
My 2 defining moments with Kobe both involve him playing against the Celtics. There was a game where his right shoulder went out on him.
I remember that.
And he scored like 36 playing lefty and was shooting like jump hooks and shit. Like, and they won the game. It was on the road in Boston. That's one of the most amazing feats I've ever seen in my life. And then the other time was when he was, and this is as number 24 Kobe. And then the other one was after they got crushed in the finals by Boston 2009, then he came back 2010 with basically that same squad and beat the shit out of the fucking Celtics. And
he made them watch the Celtics
celebration. Yeah. And it's just like that will to win is just like unmatched. Like in like the present day NBA, you got certain players that's like warring and battling. Like KD and LeBron is like a rivalry now. Like if they gonna keep meeting in the finals, that shit is a rivalry because now Bron got one over him, he got one, and then KD got one over Bron. So that's gonna be a war going forward. But like Kobe was just like a whole nother fucking animal when it came to like competition, man. And he just worked so fucking hard on this game. And like we talked about on the show before, like Jason Williams saying like he came out on the court early trying to get some practice shots in, and Kobe was already there for 2 hours and like shit like that. That dude was a problem, man.
Jay Will said, "Yo, like, why you go this hard?" And he was like, "I didn't want you to think you could go harder than me." And he like, "I'm a rookie. So I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You need to know. Like, you got to learn early."
Somebody need to learn you.
Yeah. I was reading a John where it was the Lakers beat writer was saying how Kobe literally used to have like multiple fucking sessions where he would just sound Shaq for not wanting to work out, not wanting to train, not wanting to do this. And he would tell Shaq all the time, like, you could be the best player ever. Why the fuck? Like, but Shaq is 7'2", 380. give me the ball and
Right.
the post. You know, what was Aries Spears? The little brother, tell it down, dump it down to big brother. I dunk on it. Like, that's how Shaq was. Dump it to me, I'm a dunk on him. We
Right.
go back up the court. But it's like, yo, if Shaq would have had that work ethic or that will,
And Shaq would have had half of Kobe's work
it'd have been
ethic.
fucking insane. You'd have never seen nothing like it.
Yeah.
I mean, as
He
granted,
wouldn't have
you never
bounced
seen
around.
nothing
And
like
he
Shaq.
wouldn't have bounced around the 5 teams at the end of his career.
Yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
He wouldn't have been playing for the Phoenix Suns and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics as number 36.
Yeah. I'm happy for Kobe though, man. Like, he deserved it. You know, of course, that brought up the Jonah, who's the best? And I'm just like, I'm just sick of that. It's a conversation I'm just kind of over at this point. It's like, Kobe wanted it's your era. Whoever, you know, it's
Right.
no right or wrong.
Yeah.
You could say Kobe, you could say Mike, you could say LeBron. It's no right or wrong. It's your era.
My thing is this. I saw something on TYT Sports during the summer, and they was trying to say, like, they felt Kobe was a little bit overrated and that he wasn't the greatest Laker of all time. And I'm like, motherfucker, how? Like, how is that even a discussion? Like, number one, in the history of this game, in the pantheon of the NBA, when a perimeter player, a guard, is as good or a little bit less good than a big man, you give the perimeter player the advantage because he has more to overcome as a smaller player in the game, whereas a bigger guy can dominate with his fucking size. Kareem played 97 fucking years and was at one point where they was coming down on offense, coming down on defense, and he was still trying to set up on offense. Like, he was so fucking old and couldn't move no more. Magic doesn't have the skill set that Kobe has and didn't do it on his own. Like,
Guy at my job said that I was like, Kobe's the greatest Laker ever. He was like, fuck out of here, it's Magic. So I went on YouTube and pulled it up, and I showed it to him like this. It was Magic saying that Kobe's the greatest Laker ever, and I showed it. He's like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm like, that's the nigga you just
right.
said was
the
better.
nigga that
than
you
Kobe.
think is better don't think he's
This
better.
nigga said, like, that ain't, he didn't eat none of the General's fried chicken from Undercover Brother. That nigga straight said, yo, Kobe the best Laker ever. Like, what the fuck you want me to do?
At that point, some shit is just like, it's nothing to talk about. Like,
Yeah. Speaking of greatest ever, Zach Randolph might be the GOAT.
oh man, beat them pounds charge.
Zach got them charges up off of him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I thought this was America, people. What happened? How the fuck did he get out?
It was probably a legal traffic stop. You know these fucking cops be stupid and overzealous and shit like that. If I got 10 pounds wrapped up, you don't smell them, number one.
Man.
So anything that you trying to search me on is on a hunch. Like, they have this shit in the state of Oklahoma called an attaboy, where it's like, you can illegally search somebody if you have a hunch that they have something in the car, and then if you find something in the car, then it reprieves you from the illegal search and seizure that a lawyer would try to hit you with. California is not one of those fucking states. Like, Oklahoma has that law because it's like a popular traffic route that goes through there for drug trafficking or whatever like that. Somebody I know got like jammed up on that shit, and like they call it an attaboy. So it's like, but in the state of California, it's like, yo, if I'm riding with fucking 10 pounds and they silt the fuck up and you can't smell them and all my information is correct and you know I'm Zach Randolph, like, at this point, you trying to make like a mockery of me as opposed to make a serious arrest, because at the end of the day, you know I ain't dealing drugs. I just signed a fucking $24 million contract.
Yeah.
Like,
So, Zach's out of it.
Zach's super out of it. So congrats to Zach, man. Get them folks up off you.
One more silly ass. LeVar Ball is dropping a $1,500 shoe.
I'm tripping again.
I'm fucking with Unc. Y'all know that, but Unc is blackened. Unc gave his fucking worker. He gave him a pickup truck the other day. That was pretty fly.
That's dope.
One of his I guess like his fucking
His assistant or something?
Nah, like, you know how like people flip cribs and they got like a contractor.
Oh, okay.
Like his jockey, I guess. It's some little Mexican guy, but his transmission blew in his truck or whatever, and LeVar like lured him to a car dealership, and he bought him like a brand new fully loaded Tundra. And
shit.
Yeah, so he was like, "That's your new John." He's like, "Get rid of that old shit. That's your new John." LeVar was talking crazy in the video and shit, but yeah, he bought him a truck or whatever.
That's what's up,
yeah,
man.
and he gave him a job. He made him the president of something with Big Baller Brand.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like, it's been his man for like years. Like, he was doing work for him or some shit. And LeVar Ball, you figure he on now. So, you
get a job, you get a truck.
It was basically like when Beans gave everybody ABM rings on state property.
This your ring, nigga.
Yeah, it was
it's
like
blood in, blood out from here on out.
Yeah. sit on his lap, talk about the first thing that pop up. Everybody's bringing the bitches down.
Yo,
and
man,
shit.
I watched State Property probably about 3 months ago. It's the most ridiculous movie of all time.
State Property 1 is okay. State Property 2 just.
I
jumps
actually
the
like
fucking
State Property 2 better.
It's funnier, but it jumps the
like
shark
State Property
so
1,
bad.
we literally start where Beans is the brokest nigga in Philly and like sitting in like the Piccadilly or some shit. 2 scenes later, the nigga is taking over everything. Like,
Didn't I tell you, Futch? Futch said, I told these motherfuckers like what the onions in this shit.
Futch had that fucking Versace
Yeah.
shit on, whooped Futch
Get
ass
out
and
the
left him in
car
the
and talk to
alleyway.
me like a man. Didn't I tell you, Futch?
Nigga told Chris and Eve, who you rolling with? ABM.
Yo, State Property and State Property 2. We went to the movies. We went to we went to AMC Marble to see State Property 2. You know how good I felt for Beans, yo. Like, we in the whitest movie
Yeah,
theater.
you
in the
ignoring
fucking,
that it's the worst movie
Yo.
ever. Like, just enjoying this shit. Fucking El Pollo Loco,
El
crazy
Pollo
chicken.
fucking Loco. Remember Sparks with the camera stopping? Who the fuck is this nigga? I'm gonna kill him too.
Yo, Sparks is the highlight of all the
All of
fucking
them.
State Property movies.
Well, I
man.
remember we was talking. We was I wouldn't mind seeing Sparks on Power.
He absolutely need a role on Power.
Real shit.
Like, Sparks is a gifted fucking actor, just a natural character. Like, he charismatic, all that shit. Like,
got
he
that
really
voice
can
and
act.
them antics.
Yeah.
Man. Funny ass nigga. Who the fuck is this nigga? I'm gonna kill him too. But yeah, Unc bought a brand new truck for his man. But Unc, I guess he's going to get the bread back. Have the ZO2s actually going out?
November.
Okay, cool.
They got the longest pre-order period ever.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Gucci pre-orders be like 30 days, 45 days. This shit is like, dog. When did
You just made me think about when you said Gucci. Shout out, Gucci's off probation now.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
His,
2 years early.
His judge let him off for good behavior and shit. And I'm just like, yo, it really is amazing looking at how different Gucci is than like some of the other rappers who come out of jail and just can't. Like, Gucci really proposed to Keisha. That they getting a mill from BET for the
Yeah, they get married on 1017.
yeah, for the show. I didn't put that together. 1017. How about it? The Wobsters. The but yeah, he done had a #1 song, like #1 on the Hot 100.
Yeah.
The crazy part I didn't peep the other day. He had never left the country. Like he just is
now
able
starting
to go perform and they were showing him performing in London and doing all this shit. And I was just like, man, that's like Gucci really.
Yeah, he went from 3 years ago pushing the chick out a moving car to fucking just transforming your whole fucking life. That just goes to show the power of having like a good, strong, smart woman in your corner to tell you like, yo, nigga, you fucking up. Like, you blocking your blessings. Get your life together.
And it go to show you where you can go if you just decide to leave the bullshit
Yeah.
alone. That goes back to the first part of what we were talking about. Like, just go to fuck the work, put the work in, and stop fucking with the bullshit. You could really be successful than a motherfucker out
Exactly.
here. They getting a mill for their wedding.
That's dope, man.
Hell yeah. You want to get more serious? Go into the serious issues?
Yeah, man. The #1 serious hot button issue that's going on this week is young lady Kanika Jenkins who lost her life in Chicago. There's a lot of theories like floating around the internet and stuff like that, but from all intents and purposes, it looks as if she was lured somewhere to this Crown Plaza hotel in downtown Chicago. It looks like she was lured there and then raped and then
I'm gonna say this. I was reading yesterday in the Chicago Tribune. They said that police haven't released anything that says that she was raped or
they're not releasing nothing, and it's just like a weird like thing to where it's like, yo, such a public situation happens in a major corporation hotel, and it's like there's no information like a week later. That's very, very fucking strange. And the whole theory of her potentially putting herself in the freezer, not possible. They said that it took 2 like grown ass men to open this freezer door to get her out of there. So the whole thing of her potentially putting herself in there not happening, and it was an employee only area where this deep freezer was. Who the fuck gets drunk and like, I'm gonna go chill in the deep freezer?
yeah.
That's a different level of drunk.
That's a lot of Henny you gotta drink.
Yeah.
To like, I'm gonna go. I'm going to freezer. Like, that's a lot.
So it's
My
just
thing is, her friend who was with her, worked there. if you got an employee, you got a dead girl in the freezer that only employees know where it's at, how to get to, and you an employee here.
1 + 1 = 2 every day of the week.
I was saying it the other day, I was saying to a lady on the bus, I'm like, yo, 8 + 8 = 16. People say and do shit that just doesn't make sense. It's like 8 + 8 = Ben Franklin.
Right.
That's how motherfuckers act.
Yeah.
Like, just we're not even gonna try to make sense with this whole situation. It's like, and just with everything in the world.
Yeah.
Like 8 + 8 = 16. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
8 × 8 = 64. Some shit just makes sense. I told you the joint I was reading last night said that they haven't. I don't know if it's that they haven't released. In fact, let me go to it. How about that? Go say something.
All right, so I mean, my biggest thing with this whole scenario is from the way that it looks, like optics, just looking at it, me just being a smart person, it looks like she was lured somewhere and raped. Then when she didn't comply, murdered.
This is what I read in the Chicago Tribune. Everyone seems to have a theory about how 19-year-old Chicago woman's body ended up in a freezer in a deserted area of a hotel near O'Hare. This is to be expected when such an intriguing tale goes viral on social media. What's important, though, are the messages these young people are sending to each other. In their own unique way, they have begun a long overdue conversation about sexual assault. To be clear, authorities have said nothing to suggest Kanika was assaulted before she died or even that her death was criminal. So that's more so where I'm at. It's like, if they're not releasing or saying that she was sexually assaulted, I don't know if we should be jumping the gun with that one.
But there's
People put a video of this little fugly looking girl with these fucking big dumbass Star Trek glasses on, and everybody has. If you listen at 2 minutes and 3 seconds, you can hear someone screaming. At 2 minutes and 50 seconds, you can hear a nigga say, "Yo, hand me a condom," and none of it is like fluent. It's just it's more.
What I will say is the internet has cracked cases like this before. We've seen it on Twitter a zillion times where Twitter has cracked cases.
I agree with you. Twitter, social media, all of these joints, they're handy. They are a handy device. They are a handy tool, but I kind of got to wait for more.
I'm not waiting on the police to tell me nothing, because fuck the police at the end of the day.
I agree.
I'm not waiting on the police to.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like a rape kit, the motherfucking examiners, all of that type.
The
of
fact
shit.
that when her mother came
that
to
was
the hotel
ridiculous. That was
and
insane.
said my daughter is missing and nobody would help her, and then the fact that they didn't even attempt to open the freezer until 5 hours later, that in itself is like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, my whole thing is like, it's like Nino Brown at the table. Don't nobody know nothing?
Yeah.
Like, don't nobody know nothing. The girl, she was with you in the room. You don't know nothing. The people that work here in the hotel, y'all didn't see nothing. Like, don't nobody know nothing? Some heads need to start getting cracked at that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? If the police saw somebody commit a murder in cold blood and they know that you was there, they would have you in the interrogation room fucking you up until you tell them what happened.
Yeah. They be bringing me a crab feast.
Exactly. There's gonna be good cop, bad cop. They're gonna tell you, oh, hey, what you want to eat? You want some fish sticks? Whatever. They're gonna bring you a meal, and then when that don't work, they're gonna send the bad cop in to whoop your motherfucking ass.
Look, big man, I apologize for my homie punching you in the face. You want me to go get you some ribs, man?
Some
from
crab
Deeks?
sticks.
Yeah, man. The fuck.
I'm saying, like, we know how this shit go in a criminal
some crab sticks.
in a criminal investigation. So it's like, why in this particular instance don't nobody know nothing? The police not saying nothing. Like, it seemed like they not taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even no mainstream media coverage until all the social media fodder started. Like, that's what pushed it up. So my issue is, that's what shows us how insignificant black life is to the police and to the mainstream media. Like, it took all of these people talking about it on social media for it even to reach that level of motherfuckers caring. So my issue with this is, my biggest issue with everything, with this whole shit is, this is a human rights violation, period. Whether she's white, black, Asian, Spanish, whatever, this is a violation of somebody's human rights. Whether she was raped or not, we skip that step. She's dead. Sorry, let's skip to the end and work backwards. She's dead. We found her in a fucking freezer, like a slab of meat.
How does she get in the freezer?
How the fuck does she get in the freezer?
Like, who opened this?
Who opened the freezer to put her in there And then from there, if we don't know that she was quote unquote murdered, she's dead somehow. So whether it's murder or not, we'll figure out later. Whether she was raped or not, we'll figure out later. But we do know she was told to come somewhere by somebody who was already there. Most likely, stupid motherfuckers who think that deleting text messages deletes text messages. These are the type of people that we're dealing with in this scenario.
Right.
There's a whole thing of one of the guys who allegedly was there talking about, oh, I don't understand why girls get raped. If you know a guy gonna take that pussy from you, just lay back and take it, blah, blah, blah. That's what I would tell one of my sisters to do so she can get home and not get murdered. Excuse me?
Yeah.
That's a person of interest. You got to get your motherfucking head cracked, my man, for that. Like, so it's like, what are the police doing? I'm just having a problem that they're not doing enough. Like, they're still looking for John Benet Ramsey to this motherfucking day.
Yeah.
We know that Kanika is dead. Rest in peace to that beautiful young lady. Like, we know she did. Let's find out what the fuck happened to her. And stop being so secret squirrelish about, oh, well, we're not ruling out that it wasn't an accident. An accident how? Who the fuck puts themselves in an industrial deep freezer?
Yeah. Like, for what?
For what?
Was it hot? Like, was the AC working in the hotel?
Like, where's the toxicology report? Was she given some sort of drug, whatever the case may be? Like, subpoena everybody phone records. What the fuck is going on?
I've been high as shit. I never went into a freezer.
I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Cut the air up extra cold.
I mean, when you go to sleep and your body reaches a certain temperature going either way, you get up.
Yeah.
Like, if it gets too cold, you get up. If it gets too hot, you get up.
Yeah.
We got to change something in here. I'm sweating. We got to change something in here. I'm freezing. So there's no way you just went into a fucking below zero deep freezer. Yeah. That just doesn't make sense.
At all.
She was dead before she went in the deep freezer.
Yeah.
That's just what it was.
Yeah. Now, whether it was an accident, that the way she died, somebody doing something such and such, and she hit her head on something and then she died and then they panicked or whatever, that's still murder, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it would still be murder.
It's still murder.
Yeah, it would be like a 3rd degree or something.
Yeah, but or manslaughter at the very least.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: every fucking body in the room is complicit. From the moment the text gets sent out to say "come here," from that moment, y'all are complicit in the commission of a crime. If you're not saying nothing,
I saw people on Facebook posting a video. It said that one of the girls who was in the room was trying to commit suicide, and the cops came in the room and locked her up. As she was like, the cops was yelling at her, like, drop the knife. I don't know if this was one of the girls. You know, motherfuckers just post anything. Yeah. And I'm not one of the people that jump the gun and start reposting it and shit. But I'm like, if that was one of the girls who was in that room, and the cops came to get her, and she was holding it, because the girl was holding the knife. Yeah. The cop was like, drop the knife, and she threw the knife. She was all crying and shit. And they locked her up. I'm like, that would be like all over everything. Yes. Why am I only seeing that on 2 or 3 Facebook pages? It's like, that would be on everything, but it's not. So I'm like, that can't be real. So, you know, and that's the problem you have with all of this social media shit. Like I talk about all the time. It's like, there are people who can really crack a case and really find this stuff. Like somebody the other day posted a joke was like, in the last week, y'all have been weathermen, y'all have been fucking Chicago detectives, and now y'all it was something else. And I'm just like, yeah, it's like y'all go back and forth so much and so silly with so much. Like the joke everybody was posting last night about the girl getting abducted for the Del Frisco's.
Oh yeah,
it's fake.
Clearly a fake story. Hilarious, but fake.
It's a fake. But motherfuckers was really like, oh, see, this is why you did. And I'm just like, yeah, like y'all do know this. It's like, I can show you the website. You can make fake articles and post them. It's like, why do y'all not know about this? It's just crazy to me. But we got a question. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Because you're texting that shit. I got a question for you.
I was trying to get him to stop calling me.
I got a question for you. I was about to go into the hellos. I'm sure at some point during the episode you'll touch base with the story of Kanika Jenkins and highlight how disgusting rape culture and violence against women is. However, I noticed that after the scenario, there are numerous arguments of what women need to do in those situations, and I rarely ever hear conversations on the proper way to ask for consent by men. While I'm sure this is debatable on this question, it may fall in the realms of being retarded. It is a topic that can go left quick, but can you touch on cool, relatable ways to ask for consent, since a lot of male ego say they don't have to if a woman is out by herself at a certain time, dressed a certain way, or any other dumbass reason, to get themselves raped?
Well, number one, all of that shit is out. Like, the whole thing of perpetuating stereotypes and violence against women, and she dressed a certain way, all that shit is out.
It's
like
dead. It should have never been.
That should have never been a thing. It was for a long time. That shit is dead. Like, that woman can dress how she wants. She can fucking get drunk. Whatever the case may fucking be. Now, I wouldn't advise women that are in my life or that I care about to do certain things or to be by themselves after a certain time or to over drink in public and such shit like that. But that does not give anybody the right to violate her human rights, sexually assault her, rape her, do anything to her as a result of her poor choice. So let's just get that out the way, number one.
I agree with you 100%.
All of this fucking violence against women and treating women as disposable creatures, all that shit has to stop immediately. Like, it's becoming far too often and far too common that men feel like they can just inflict their will on women and she just has to take it. And all of the different cases of rape and sexual assault and all of that shit that goes unreported, like, the shit just gotta stop, period.
I saw a video recently where they were at a party, and I don't know where the party was at, what country, but the girl was dancing and she bent over and like her skirt came up and like 50 niggas all was grabbing at her ass and trying to finger her.
Like, no.
And I'm like, why is that even like what what is it in your brain that you like, oh shit, shorty ass out, let me get my hand in there.
Like, grab her by the pussy.
Like, yeah, like why, like for what? Like, all right, you grab her by the pussy.
Not
then what?
Not, hey, your skirt came up, pull it back down, or you know what I'm saying, like, not that. It's, oh, I gotta get in here.
Yeah, I gotta get my hand.
I gotta get. Everybody else doing it. I gotta get in here. Like you was just talking about starting at the end. Okay, you get your hand in the pussy. Now where does this story end? Yeah.
Is that the end? Because now what? You done grabbed her by the pussy. Now what?
Yeah.
How does that make your life better? Like, I saw another chick where the chick was dancing and motherfuckers was reaching at like her titties and she was trying to stop them, and it was like 15 different niggas grabbing at her titties, and it's just like,
this shit is bad, man.
like,
And it's
what
just
the
it's
fuck, yo?
disrespectful.
And I be petrified, yo. My sisters, my girl,
Listen.
her birthday was a couple weeks ago, and her girlfriends was all going out to these different, about that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hope I never get one of them calls because I'm bringing the 27 in the club. I'm driving into the motherfucker. Like, I literally would go berserk because it's disgusting. It's trifling. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But somebody was saying it the other day. I can't remember who I saw. It was like, y'all raise men to like be emotionless and then get mad when they adults and have no emotion and can't show any feeling. And now you're dealing with
they lack empathy.
Empathy. You dealing with monsters, and it's like,
it's bad, man. But I'll say this, like, I got sisters, I got female cousins, aunts, a mother, all that shit. If any man anywhere violate them in that manner, I'm going to go to Greatersford or wherever the fuck else I got to go and do my time, because I'm putting your dick squarely in the dirt. Like, with no question. And I'm going to sleep very peacefully every single night knowing that I dropped your motherfucking
I watched
ass.
a video the other day on YouTube where the guy, he killed his cellmate because his cellmate was a child molester. And the judge, like, he came before the judge, and the judge, white boy, and the judge was like, you want to explain what happened? He was like, well, they put this guy in my cell or whatever, and he was distraught. I was in my bunk trying to read, and he was distraught talking, and I knew he was there for some horrible offenses dealing with child molestation. And he started talking about his case and what was going on and started telling me why he did what he did. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear this. It's flat out fucking disgusting. Can you please stop talking? And then he kept going. I'm like, listen, this is your last warning. Please stop telling me. I don't want to hear this. And he kept talking. So I got down. I took a cord from whatever he was saying. He was like, I wrapped it around his neck and I took his life. Your Honor. And the judge was like, froze. He was like, and the shit just cut, like it went.
Yeah.
But I'm just, he said it that cool.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I took his life.
Some shit is worth going to jail for, or if you already in jail, some shit is worth tacking time onto your sentence.
He was a child molester and he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
There's 2 reasons to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, I want silence, and he's a child molester. I helped everybody out.
I'm all for, in this Kanika Jenkins case, I'm all for, if what is being assumed is true, if it's 60% true, I'm all for the police apprehending these guys and saying, "Oh, it was a struggle," and just murdering them like on the spot. I'm fine with that. Because I don't want it to be a situation where you see these different cases where motherfuckers bug out in front of the judge, fuck you, Your Honor, and fuck that family. And I don't want that, her mother and her family to go through no shit like that.
Right.
And I also don't want these motherfuckers to get up here and pretend like they sorry for some fucking leniency on the court when y'all not.
Yeah.
So just shoot these motherfuckers in the head and throw them in the backyard and say it was a fucking struggle and sprinkle some cocaine or something on them and say that they fucking was high off cocaine and you know tried to accost y'all and y'all didn't see no other thing but to seek deadly force.
So where are you at on? And this is being with my girl really changed how I look because me and my girl's mom are real close. Her sisters, like we all super cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my sisters, and granted my mom passed away, but just being around so many different women, I look at things differently than I guess I should. But like the rape culture and the respect for women thing, like it's huge because it's like my girl said it the other day. The bigger issue is the fact that this girl might have been raped and killed by these guys. And just the fact that that's a thing, she's like, every post I see on Instagram is choose your friends wisely. And it's like, why are we putting the burden on who her friends are and not for these men for doing this? And then this ain't even like no feminist type shit or just the third, men are trash, none of that bullshit.
I'm a feminist now. After this shit, I'm a feminist now. Men are trash.
I can understand the angle.
I get it.
I can understand it more.
I get it.
Now, because of the simple fact that it's like, yo, you really don't think about that. Like, the white boy, oh, we got a great white boy story. We got to tell that shit about Justin, the guy. We'll do that later. But the white boy who went to Stanford that saw
that saw the girl behind the bleachers and raped her.
She's drunk, passed out behind not the bleachers, the dumpster.
Yeah.
What the fuck in your mind says
I should fuck this girl? Not I should help her.
I'm about to hit. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I guess these men trash things are going.
And then you go to court and the judge says that you shouldn't do more than 9 months in jail because you couldn't handle it.
His dad wrote a letter to the judge and said, let's not let one mistake ruin my son's life. Like,
your son's mistake ruined this girl's life.
Like,
she got to deal with the trauma of knowing. And black people, Vince Staples said this shit on Hot 97. All black people do is sell fucking trauma. Like, you look at Tyler Perry movies, it's trauma. This person raped this person. This person gave AIDS to this person. It's all fucking trauma. That's all black people deal with. So now I don't even watch certain shit because I don't want to poison my fucking mind or my spirit no more with all of the fucking trauma-filled negative images of black people. I don't want to see that shit. I'm not watching it. So this young woman got to deal with the real-life trauma that you inflicted on her, and you want to go in front of the judge and say that what you can't handle?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You don't got no choice in the matter of what you can and can't handle. And this is why the justice system is so fucked up, because people of influence and affluence can use that in those scenarios to get people unfair advantages that they don't reserve.
I really don't understand where, like, people see all of this boycotting and the kneeling with the American, like, and people really, really be on the tip like, oh, you have no respect for the country, you have no respect for military, and it's like, you really don't see the issues that people be, like, talking about, and they have, like, you really don't see that it was a black football player that went to jail for a rape that he didn't do.
Yeah.
Like, ruined his whole life. You really don't see that this white kid who's a swimmer for Stanford raped a girl, said he raped a girl, said he couldn't handle seeing a drunk woman passed out behind a dumpster, admitted to it, and the judge said, you're right, you're only going to go to jail for 6 months, and then did 3 for good behavior. My man did a summer in jail for a rape. People really don't, and that, like,
in a scenario like that, if
do
that
you know
was
what
my
happens
sister,
if that's me or that's you? Dog.
15.
I'm not even trying to be funny. You're going to get it easier than I'm going to get it worse.
Because you're a big black guy.
Just because of the way I look. Like, people don't really, and that's the part.
Optics.
That's the part that fucks me up the most. It's like, when y'all sit back and really see the country for what it's worth, and you really look at how things are judged, how things are seen, how things are perceived. We talked about it 2 weeks ago with Floyd Mayweather, how he can make all his money because Floyd understood, yo, I'm black and they hate my guts.
Yeah.
I told you, I finally watched the fight, not to go off topic, but I finally watched the fight with the announcers on. And, like, They were really capping for Bull.
But it was like that through the whole period. They was eating up everything he did. I sent the text to you and Rod like, it was crazy how these white motherfuckers are really eating up. He in the ring doing snake shit and doing these bunny hop uppercuts.
Floyd came out to booze. They booed him.
In Vegas.
He's
a Vegas resident for 30 years.
Booed him. All that money, all that opportunity he bring that city, they booed him.
He's the market.
He realized, and Floyd realized that racism shit, that shit is real. It's never going to not go anywhere. So back to what I was saying, though, when y'all see these issues and you see all of this shit break down, could you imagine if this was a white girl that was lured to the hotel by her black friends black men?
They shut the fucking city down.
The city. Everything.
But now, but because she's a little black girl and Black Lives Don't Matter, they not even saying nothing. Well, we don't know that it was a sexual assault or a murder that took place. How? Because she's a fucking 240-pound man and can open a fucking industrial deep freezer by herself.
Like the situation a couple weeks ago with the nurse that wouldn't give the blood to the cop. Did you see that whole thing? And
his dumb ass got fired.
Yeah, and the people somebody sent me an email like, yo, y'all didn't even discuss that. And I'm like, I mean, it's not that I didn't want to or that we just had a lot going on. We just kind of, I guess, forgot it. But it's like, I'd love to have seen what would have happened if that was a black nurse. Like, would she have been on Good Morning America 2 days later? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it was not 2 days later from it happening, but 2 days later from it breaking. Would she have been on Good Morning America telling you about how she couldn't believe this happened because of this cop? I'm like, they'd have dug up her past. Oh, her mom was a prostitute. She grew up.
She had a shoplifting charge back in '97.
It's just crazy at how different things work and how different things play out depending on skin and where you from and how much you have. That affluent shit, that shit matters. And I look at stories like this with the mom, the only person, and this is how nutty these shits be. The only person arrested in this whole thing was who?
Her mom. Right?
The mom.
Yeah, for disturbing the
hotel.
Yeah, because she was knocking on all the doors in the hotel. Because these motherfuckers at the front desk wouldn't help her.
No, y'all don't understand. My daughter is missing, and she was here. Go get the tapes. Oh, we don't got to do shit. What?
You need to get out of here.
You need to get out of here before we call the cops. No, my daughter is missing. It's been 7 hours now. It's 4 a.m. I haven't heard from her.
Right.
She was here. Ma'am, this is your last warning. We're calling the police. Like, what? That's where all of the... And they try to really play her like, oh, she was disturbing the peace, knocking on doors. I'm like...
You motherfucking right she was.
Daughter... I don't even have a daughter.
I'd have been knocking
I understand that.
I'd have been knocking on doors with an SK.
Dog. Like...
Don't nobody know nothing?
No.
G-Money, Dutta Man. Don't nobody know nothing.
Knocking on door, motherfucker open. Yo, where my daughter? Oh, we're on vacation from Vancouver. Y'all better put your shit on.
Yeah.
Come out here.
You better join the search party.
Real talk, because you ain't with it, you against it. Like, and that's kind of where that mentality, it goes. Like,
let it have been a little Jewish girl that went missing for 7 hours or some fuck. They would have owned the Crown Plaza by the time the shit was done with.
I feel like that's another issue too. I feel like black people from all different angles, all different walks, got to start coming together for these situations.
You have to.
The way that these other groups of people work, the way they manifest themselves. The Jewish community does not play.
They don't play that shit.
They do not
at all.
play. They will come deep. They will shut their stores down, their bakeries, all that shit. I'm going to that city so we can They don't fuck around. And black folks is like, motherfuckers who probably in that family is like, I ain't coming down there for that. It's just like, yo, what? So
I just pray for her family, man.
Oh, you didn't even answer the question. The proper ways
whole thing,
of consent.
All right, consent is implied. You know what I'm saying? There's, there's escalations that go along with, say if you with a woman, y'all start making out, whatever the case may be, you escalate to removing clothes and stuff like that. At any point, if she tells you to stop, that's it.
It's done.
It's done. Like, we don't live in that no means yes society no more. That shit is done. I'm not only am I stopping, I'm getting the fuck up and getting out of there. You have a blessed evening, ma'am. See you around. I'm the fuck out of here. Like, it's too much gray area with fucking pushing the line and rape culture and all that shit. And women have it hard enough. I'm not trying to be 0%. When I'm not trying to be a 0.5% adding to all of the bullshit that's going on and that women had to deal with. So you tell me no means no. And I've been like that for a long time. It ain't no means yes, none of that shit. Oh, she wanted me to take it. Well, listen, sis, if you got a rape fetish, you gonna do that shit with somebody else because I'm the fuck out of here. So consent is implied. I don't think it's a necessary thing of, hey, can I touch your breast? Hey, can I touch your ass? Whatever. A woman gonna tell you no.
You ever meet a woman that has a rape fetish?
Too many of them.
I remember a chick told me she had a rape fetish. I was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm cool. I was about to tell you.
Trauma.
I was about to tell you I like vegetable cream cheese as opposed to the strawberry. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, yeah, I'm cool because that can just go way left, and I don't need that in my life. I'm all right. You have a blessed life. Like how you just said.
Yeah, no,
you have a blessed
You have a blessed evening, man.
Life. I'm going somewhere else. Seriously.
Hey, my number. Delete that joint and block it.
I'm cool, man. I got big hands. I'm not getting into that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, it's we're making jokes about it, of course, just because that's what we do. We joke through all the bullshit.
But it's very, very serious.
It's
past serious.
It's past. It's trifling. It's really trifling. Like that post I saw yesterday. I even told Ab, I'm like, I hate you, but you're making sense because she was like, can't remember her exact statement, but it's like, yeah, it's a level of triflingness that goes into the mind state of someone who thinks that rape and shit is funny. Yeah. And I had to catch myself because, we Twitter dudes. So it's like, you remember at one point I was tweeting. I had to stop tweeting about certain shit. Like we talked about that. We not even gonna get into that now. But me and you have had extensive conversations about not saying certain things, not doing certain things, just because, at the end of the day, you gotta show some type of apathy. You gotta show some type of respect.
Here's the thing: the world is changing.
Exactly.
And the world has changed now and is continuing to change and evolve. If you're not changing with it, then you're going to be viewed as a fucking Neanderthal.
Real talk.
And I'm too sophisticated and too smart and have too much going positive for myself to just be stuck on the way shit used to be. And there was a time when a man could XYZ. Well, that shit is dead and gone. Respect women. Respect humanity. Respect people's fucking human rights. Like,
how about just respect everything?
Everything.
That's just kind of where I be at. Like, I just don't disrespect anyone because what's the point? How does me disrespecting this person because he wants to do this or because she wants to do that or because he wants to live this way or because she wants to live this way? How does that better my life? And once you sit back and like I did, think to myself, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So it actually no reason in me doing it.
It brings more bullshit into your life and more strife.
So it's like, granted, let me use a small thing. Sushi. You know about sushi.
Yeah.
I don't like sushi. I can eat shrimp tempura sometimes.
Right.
But other than that, no. So there's really not a reason for me to go to Sushi Samba in Vegas. Right. There's really not a reason for me to go to what's the sushi joint down on Walnut? I can't think of it. No, on 8th and Walnut. It's like it's got
Morimoto.
It's got the blue lights on. I can't think, but I'll figure out later. There's really no reason for me to go to a sushi bar or a sushi restaurant. Yeah. But I'm not standing out front of the sushi restaurant with a sign saying, sushi is disgusting. Y'all should never.
Right.
No. You allowed to go to fuck have sushi. Right. It ain't for me. Yeah. And I've realized that too in my life. Because something isn't for me doesn't mean that it can't be for other people.
Don't mean you got to campaign that it ain't for you and push your agenda onto other people.
Exactly. And people have this thing where it's like, oh, y'all live your life like this? Y'all go 50% with the bills? Y'all do this, that? And it'd be like, that's their life.
Yeah.
That's their life.
Let
they're
people
living.
enjoy things.
Exactly.
Mind your business.
Exactly. And it's like, it's so difficult for people, and I don't understand why. And it's like, once you can take a step back and realize, like, what you do in your life doesn't affect me. How you live your life, who you pray to, who you decide to eat with, sleep with, who you decide to walk down the street with, none of that shit affects me. So once you do that, then you can start, in turn, respecting people. And now I can see a gay couple walking past me and I say, how y'all doing? Like, hey, what's going on? And keep moving because that shit don't
bother me.
Nothing affects me.
Like I said, man, the world has changed and it's continuing to change. And if you don't change with it, you're going to get left in the motherfucking past and you're going to perish like the fucking dinosaurs did, man.
Real talk. Like, things are changing a lot, man. A whole lot. So at the end of the day, I'll say this. It's like, I hope they figure out the whole situation with her. I hope they figure out everything that happened, how she ended up in the
praying
freezer.
they figure it out, man.
Whether or not she was killed before she went in the freezer, whether or not she was strangled, hit with a blunt force blunt force trauma, excuse me. Because that's bad. Like, and I saw her mom on the TV crying. I'm just like,
that shit hurt my heart, man. Like, that shit made me.
I really
wouldn't
know what to do, yo. If I had a lost a kid, like that's
the worst. The worst thing in the world that a parent can do is have to bury a child.
Yeah.
And in the black community, the shit happens far too often. And in this case, it was totally avoidable.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing when your son a piece of shit and he out here shooting, stabbing,
Fat
and robbing
Salmon.
people. Okay,
Fat
I've never
Salmon.
been there.
Yeah, I always say it because I drive the 9 and shit. But yeah,
So it's like, it's one thing if you got a piece of shit son and he out here robbing, shooting, stabbing people. Like, all right, he's probably going to get fucking his ticket punched at some point.
Yeah.
But you have a young daughter that is not doing nothing that she thinks other than hanging out with friends, and then she lose her life, regardless of the how of it. But it's like, that's something fundamentally wrong in that scenario where you leave your parents' house and then you end up dead. Like, excuse me?
Yeah.
And you supposed to be amongst friends and people that you can trust, and then you lose your fucking life. And then what's even more disrespectful after the fact is, quote unquote, don't nobody know nothing. That's crazy to me.
And then one of the niggas who was a person of interest tweeting, yeah, I mean, if you getting raped, just chill.
Just take it and just get home to your family. Don't get yourself killed.
Yeah.
Then try to clarify it and sounded even worse. Well, what I'm saying is, nah, my man.
Yeah. This is over.
This is a wrap for you, son.
This is the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that whole situation that was actually a good little session we just had. Well, I mean, a conversation we just had. Like, I feel like it needs to be talked about more and more and more and more and more because, you know, we got sisters.
We had to protect our black women, man. They're the most attacked and most discarded and disregarded, disrespected sector of people in the world. Like, and we just have to, like, as men, step up and start being men, man, and having a sense of community again, and feeling like just because that's not your sister or not your mother or not your aunt, that she's still your responsibility. Like, and stop letting these women just continue to be wronged and beaten and bloodied and taken advantage of over and over again.
Somebody the other day was saying about you, like, how are you friends with him and he talks like this, and then I'm like, they be jokes on Twitter. Like, y'all don't get the shtick. I'm like, these is jokes. I'm like, motherfuckers go in there and play around and do certain things, but it's like we talk about all the time with Floyd. It's like y'all letting a character depict someone's character.
Yeah.
That shit shouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
But the way the world works now is like, people really think that, like, the boy who gave the chick AIDS on the Tyler Perry movie, they think he's a bad guy.
Right.
That's an actor. That nigga don't got AIDS. Like, they don't, like.
Not only is he an actor, he doesn't have AIDS. Would you believe if I told you?
Like, people don't understand. It's like they can't break away, like, what's real and what's not. The whole world is just a fucking mess. I think that's gonna be the title of this. The world is going to shit.
Yep, the world is going to shit.
You see the young niggas who killed the guy the other day?
I heard about it. I didn't see it. They killed him in front of his daughter, right?
He pulled up in front of his house. He was driving a Q5 Audi. Gets out. They walk up, rob him. Give me your wallet, whatever. He gives him the wallet. They leaving like, yo, we taking a car. He like, okay, just let me get my daughter out the back. Young nigga got antsy, shot him in the face twice. Then they walked off without the car. I'm like, what?
What were y'all gonna do with the car anyway? Y'all know some Africans that's gonna send
chop shop is open? I thought they closed them all in like the late 1900s. What chop shop is open? I saw that shit the other day and I was just so irritated. I'm just like, this really be the shit that you be having to, like, defend as black people sometimes. Yeah.
And then somebody's mother is going to come to court and try to say how her son made a mistake. And no, your son is a piece of shit, man.
Awful.
Your son is a piece of shit, man. And he deserves the fucking needle or the gas chamber.
His wife just had a 6-month-old. And so they had 2 daughters. They just
That's
had
fucked up,
no
man.
6-week-old. I'm sorry, they just had the baby.
Up, man.
And I'm like, here we go again, because of course they're white, they're black, and I was saying how ridiculous it was, and one of the guys in my job, he turned to me and was like, yo, you really, like, you be going so hard on black people. And I'm like, you really think that I'm wrong right now in this whole
this particular, like, let's take it case by case. You think in this one I'm wrong?
He like, I'm not necessarily saying with this one, but it's just like, it seemed like you got something to say. I'm like, you know why? Because I'm black. You know why? Because I'm a big black man. So I get seen. When it's 12 of us, I'm the first motherfucker that gets seen. So it's like I'm almost like a representation. So this is why I talk a certain way. I act a certain way. I try to carry myself in a certain manner just because I already know what your perception is of me.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many times I've had motherfuckers say to me like, "Oh yeah, you're a really cool guy." What the fuck did you think?
You think I was a Neanderthal?
What the fuck did you think?
I got my club in the car?
Real talk. Like what the
Like
fuck?
if shit
did you
went
really
left, hold
think?
on, wait a second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna
And
go get my
I
club.
tried to explain to him, I'm like, I don't think black people really realize this shit sometimes. It's like, y'all love saying it and saying the term, oh, I'm raising a king, or I'm raising a queen, or black girls rock and black queens, and
But what are you really doing?
we came from kings and queens. That's where we come from. You can't be a king on Sunday or a queen on Sunday and then Tuesday be cool with the fuck shit. You just can't.
Yeah.
I'm 100% 24/7, 365 days out of the year not cool with the fuck shit ever.
Never,
It's
ever.
something you never gotta fucking think about. Like, I wonder if Matt up for some bullshit. I wonder if Matt cool with the dumb shit. No.
I wonder if Matt want to go rob some houses with me.
No. I don't. Never did. I don't want to. You know why? Because it's better shit out here. It's just better for you. T.I. had a great line. It's way too much green to see blue lights flashing. If you can't understand that, I don't know what the fuck to say to you. You got two young, able-bodied young men whose lives are over now. That man's life is over, and these two young niggas' lives is over. For what? A car that y'all didn't take. And you want me to sit back and respect that? How? You want me to sit back and be like, damn, that's damn, I feel for them. I don't.
I feel like they're dickheads.
I don't. Remember when they shot up the GameStop a couple years ago? I seen people like, because I think they're giving one of them the death penalty, I believe, who shot, because the cop came, he wasn't like there for like some shit. He like came in the store to buy a game.
Yeah.
And they saw him and shot him with an AK. I'm not sorry. Like, I'm just not.
In that scenario, just period, it's like you robbing a GameStop with an AK. That's killing an ant with a sledgehammer.
Real talk. Big banks and casinos get the M16. Styles said that. Why are you in GameStop with an AK?
It's overkill.
You could have walked in there with a knife and took all the Xbox.
It wouldn't have been no smoke.
Like, it just doesn't even make
because
sense.
the GameStop employee making $9.50 an hour is not losing his life over these games.
No.
You got it, bro.
You need extra controller? Here, take this shit.
Oh, some other shit down here. You want this?
You need an HDMI cord? Yeah, I'll give you all this shit. No. But I seen, you know what happened? They shot that man, locked him up. I seen people on Instagram like, free the real, or this, that, and it's just like,
No.
Keep
Keep him for a long time.
I said it I made that post. That was me the long time ago when the motherfuckers like free him till they free him. I'm like, no, keep him till they need to fucking, like, keep him. Like
Keep him the maximum allowed amount of time.
That don't make no sense. It's like, and motherfuckers had this thing where it's like jail and prison sentences is like thorough.
No, that shit is not dope at all.
And it's like, dog, you chalking up years of your life. Most of these motherfuckers got kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, for what?
I had a tweet the other day. I said all the real niggas is not in jail and all the weird niggas is not on social media.
One of your best tweets ever. I retweeted it. It's like, yo, it's the God's honest truth. It's like, you got these two young men and somebody, oh, well, you don't know what their lives was like. Yo, cut the dog. I hate even saying it, but he my man. Shout out Steve. Had it so rough. I'm talking about dad wasn't there, mom on drugs. A lot of bullshit happened to him. That man graduated National Honor Society from high school, got a full ride to college, graduated on the dean's list, summa cum laude, whatever the fuck that shit is. Went to a fraternity, became a Mason, whatever. He down south now making X amount of $100,000. Like, he's straight.
Right.
He chose a path.
Yeah.
I remember when we was young boys, I'm talking about 6th, 7th grade. He knew that.
Right.
Another one. He knew that. Motherfuckers will really, like, it's like crutches for the sake of having them. You not drive the bus. Motherfuckers will come up with a crutch and hold the crutch like this and then come walking up on the steps and then put the crutch down. I'll be like, why the fuck you got crutches? Like, it's like for the sake of it. And motherfuckers do that shit and it's like, yo, you don't need to. You choose your path. You make and choose all your different decisions. I know so many people who started out doing well, that made fucked up ass decisions and got all fucked up. I know motherfuckers who came from $1 million homes that wound up on drugs.
No.
You choose to fucking do crack and coke and all this crazy shit. Didn't nobody fucking force you to do that shit. It's like,
and we've already proven over the years that crack is not even an addictive drug. It's just stupid ass personality that's chasing the high. You just addicted.
Like crack.
You just like crack, motherfucker.
Fuck?
Like heroin is addictive. If you got a heroin problem, you really need
your
help.
body needs heroin
to survive.
Function. Yes.
If you smoke crack, that's a fucking decision.
If you like crack.
Yeah, if you do
There's
cocaine,
nothing more.
that's a fucking decision. There's nothing addictive about either one of them drugs.
You just like getting on from crack. Yeah. That's it.
You chasing the high. You a fucking fiend.
Real shit. Heroin, your body literally cannot function. You have to detox from fucking opioid. Like it's again 8 + 8 is 16. But yeah, he pissed me off the other day with that one. I'm like, I say this and I go so hard because it's like, yo, at the end of the day, you black. How you don't feel disrespected a little bit when you see fuck shit done by black people? It's like, yo, you're not supposed to be doing this. But again, this is the effects of slavery and segregation and the Jim Crow and all of that shit. Years of it beating niggas into the ground. So they don't know which fucking way to turn. We could go on for days. You want to talk about, let's get this one real quick. The White House is completely falling apart. They've lost it.
The shit that they prioritize
is insane.
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts. I'm like, how is this an issue? How did the president and the White House in arguably the most turbulent time in our lives for sure.
For sure.
You think I was born in 84, you was 82?
83.
I'm going to go as far as saying since the late 70s, this is probably the most turbulent time in the country.
Shakiest White House ever.
You got an impending world war. You got the whole bottom half of the country underwater, going through a bunch of fuck shit down there. The civil rights shit is like they literally have cops 24/7 around the Rizzo statue. It's so much shit going on.
You have Republicans turning their back on Trump in record numbers.
Crazy.
Like there's a movement there's an underground movement in Congress to impeach him.
Yeah.
They're
I
trying
don't
to
think
get
it's
him.
gonna happen, but
they're trying to get him the fuck out of here. They're trying to gather the votes like on some House of Cards shit to get this nigga the fuck out of here.
But you have all of this fucking mayhem that's going on in the country and in the world. And what the White House and the president decides to prioritize and make the number one issue is Jemele Hill.
Yeah. The White House press secretary got up there on a press conference and addressed Jemele Hill, saying that the president is a white supremacist. How about this? Stop being a white supremacist. Here's the concept. Like, stop fucking, like, you like Charlemagne the God.
Oh, man, they keep calling me a crackhead. Stop smoking crack, bro. Like, what
Charlemagne made ESPN Donkey of the Day today. Well deserved.
I didn't even see that yet. I saw it, but I didn't.
For saying that Jemele Hill's beliefs were hers and that they don't side with her, blah, blah, blah. Well, the point he made was if y'all don't side with Jemele Hill, that means you side with white supremacy.
Yeah.
So basically, that would make you a white supremacist enabling, at the least, a white supremacy enabling organization, if not white supremacist yourself. So you have a bigger problem with what she said.
I didn't realize that. What the fuck?
Yeah, you have a bigger problem with what she said rather than all the shit that Trump has said since he's leading up to and becoming president. David Duke said that he supports Trump, and they asked Trump, hey, do you denounce David Duke and standing up for you and saying it? Says, well, we need to really examine what these organizations are before we can say we denounce them or not. He's the fucking head of the KKK. There's nothing to investigate. Are you fucking dumb?
Like if the head of the NAACP says, yeah, we fucks with you. And if somebody comes and was like, are you with like the advancement of colored people? Well, we need to see exactly what the NAACP
is all about.
Like, no, it doesn't work.
We have we have tens of years and years of history of what they do. Same thing with the KKK. We got about 100 years now of what the fuck the KKK does. We know exactly what they all about.
Yeah.
Either you with them or you against them.
Yeah.
Anything other than no is yes.
I don't know why it's so hard for them. It just doesn't make sense. Trump really, from the podium, said, look at my African American over there. Like, that's not fake. He really said
happened.
that.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, you really, really, really are trying to, like, get rid of the Mexicans.
He said, this is another joint that Charlamagne played. He said that when Mexico sends its people here, they're not sending us people like you and you. They're sending us their scum and their criminals and the drug dealers, and they come here with drugs and with diseases. I'm like, are you serious? There's no way for you to vet that out and to know that is true. You made that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just because they came from Mexico, all the good Mexicans want to stay in Mexico. All the bad ones want to come to America.
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense.
Not at all.
He's the craziest motherfucker alive.
The whole shit. What's crazy is when they said White House press secretary, I was waiting for Sean Spicer. But then she came out, I'm like, oh, that's right.
Sean Spicer quit.
Shiz quit. I'm like, damn, that's right.
Yeah, because he had enough of this shit.
Yeah, Shiz skated. I'm like, damn, how about it? But yeah, she came out and they were really, she was fielding questions about Jamel Hill. And I'm like, the White House really just wasted a day worried about Jamel Hill tweet. Yeah. Jamel Hill, a fucking ESPN writer, she has a show on ESPN that's hilarious. So her and
Michael Hill.
Isn't it last name ain't Hill, is it?
Yeah.
Michael Smith. Yeah. Mike Smith.
Yeah,
Michael Smith. She got the ESPN on the 6. Like, hilarious show, but it's like, yo, she's a TV analyst and a writer. Why are y'all worried about this? Like, why are we not focusing on Irma? Why are we not focusing on Florida? Why are we not focused on Houston? Why are we not focused on Kim Jong-un and all of them over there? Like, why are we not focused on, your tax records? Like, something relevant and real. Why are we focused on this?
We're here today to talk about the insurgent Jamel Hill from ESPN.
She said ESPN needs to fire her for calling the president a white supremacist. But then I'm like, yo, they found tweets from 2012 where Trump, who was a television personality on NBC, called Obama a racist. Yeah. And it's like, you did the same shit.
Yeah, they told him, hey, the state of Hawaii has certified that Obama was born in Hawaii. Well, there's no reason to believe that that's a true record, and that might have been falsified. Like, yo, you went on this whole witch hunt for 2 years about Obama being a fucking Nigerian. He should have never been president.
What I peeped the other day, yo, that like really lets me know just how fucking ridiculous Trump is. Have you ever watched Central Park 5? It's a for all of our listeners and shit, it's a documentary. It's on Netflix. There was a white jogger that was raped in like 93 or 94 in Central Park. She was raped by this fucking guy. He was like of Dominican or Cuban, one of those Latino descents or whatever. She was beaten up so bad though that she didn't know
what happened.
So the cops literally just started locking up everybody who was within a certain age that was black or Latino. Yeah. So they locked up, I think it was like close to like 9 kids or whatever. And they was kids. The oldest one was 16. They was 13, 14, 15, and 16. Oldest one was 16. They locked them up, basically starved them, and mentally beat them down for 30 hours in interrogation. You put any 13-year-old in a room with no food, no drink for 30 hours and talk shit to them, they're going to fall the fuck apart. It's just what it is. They get all these little niggas to basically just tell us he was there so you can go home. So he signs a joint, he was there. Then he signs a joint, he was there. Then he signs a joint, he was there. So they get them all to snitch on each other. Then they get them to all go in front of the camera and lie and say this shit again to the fucking prosecutor lady. Oh, my God. Lock all of them up, charge them all with rape. But it was a whole media circus with this shit. Donald Trump took out a page-long ad in the New York Times saying that they need to kill all of them. They need to give them all the death penalty and all. Look, I'm telling you, look this shit. I'm like, yo, Donald Trump, crazy. So, of course, none of these niggas did this shit.
Of course not.
They all did. Crazy part, they all got like with between 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Or between 5 to 12. They was all young boys, so they went to the juvie. In New York, though, if you 16, you get tried as an adult. The one young boy who was 16, I think his name was something Wise.
With the Rikers?
They sent his ass to Rikers at 16. And he started, like, shaking and crying when they asked him, like, how tough was it? And I'm like, I know he went through hell.
Yeah.
The crazy part was when they locked him up, They came there to lock up his cousin, but he was there, and the cops was like, "Yeah, you can come with us.
We'll take
too."
him.
He wasn't even like on the list that they was coming. They just locked him up on a strength, and he did 11 years at Rikers. So at the end of it, they all got like they all sued because they found the real bull who did the shit. And crazy part was he raped 4 more women after he
this
raped
whole
her.
Wild goose chase
Because they did all this stupid shit. They weren't even worried about him. He was still on the lam raping and he raped 4 and killed 2 more after the shit. And all of them, they sued New York. They all got a check. They got like $28 million.
Holy
and then
shit.
they got like another. They got 28 first, and then they got like 21 after. So they all got a nice check, but their lives was fucking.
You gave up 11
horrible.
years of your life.
And like the one young boy, his pop died, and all, like it was a mess. And they're like cool now. Like they're all like they become cool because they they lost so much that they became brothers through that bullshit. At the end of it though, like. They asked Trump, like, do you regret taking that page-long ad saying that? And he was like, people make mistakes. And, like, went on about it. I'm like, Trump really the fuck.
I don't even remember that shit.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, Trump really been nuts for a long time, and we let that shit go on.
Talking to Trump about crazy shit.
You got to watch that documentary.
I'm gonna watch it
It's
tonight.
called Central Park 5.
Talking to Trump about the crazy shit he's done would be like talking to Martin Luther King about all the good he's done. Like, it's just like he literally don't even have the shit 5 minutes left.
Okay, cool.
Literally doesn't have none of this shit cataloged.
No.
Like what year was this?
Yeah.
I did a lot of crazy shit in '93.
You just made me think about it on a funny note. You ever seen Street Fighter movie?
Yeah.
Remember when Chung Lee was telling Bison about when Bison and his troops invaded the village and killed all the men and pillaged and she's like, you burned down my whole town. I always vowed. You killed my mother. You killed my father. I vowed to serve you justice. And he was like, the day that me and my troops infiltrated your country and your neighborhoods, it's probably the most memorable day of your life. But to me, it was Tuesday. I don't remember what you're talking about. like, yeah, I do this every day.
Right. This is what I do.
Like I'm the villain. Like this is what I do. But yeah, man, it's like, yo, Trump really is like he really took a page-long ad in the New York Times. I'll pull it up, Google it. Like really on some like, yo, kill them all, death penalty to all of them.
Holy shit.
And the crazy part was like, all the cops were lying. The prosecutor knew what was up. Nobody got in trouble. Not like it's just whatever.
$49 million out of the city budget.
We were following leads, and the prosecutor's like, oh well, they all confessed, and it's like, yo, you put them in a room for 30 hours.
You starved them and you mentally assaulted them.
What do you? Grown men crack.
Yeah.
Grown men would fall apart in 30 hours. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink, sitting in a fucking box. With them talking crazy to you, fucking with you. It's just no way around it, man. Like, yeah, but the White House, man, we and Charlamagne said it the other day. It's really like 9 months in.
Yeah.
And we talk about it on the show, I think we've probably said it. We got 30-some shows. We've probably said it 22 times. What next?
Yeah.
Because it's like every week, every couple days. I said it the other day. It was every 2 to 3 days, Trump says or does something that completely makes you forget the dumb shit that he said or did 2 to 3 days ago. It's literally like every 3 days he has something new.
You again. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy.
I don't really care about any other topics.
Yeah, fuck them other topics. We had an A+ show. Today's show was an A fucking plus.
And we got a question in here that said, did you see the woman who threw the cup of urine on the DC bus driver? I want to know how you would react to that, Matt. And Matt Cain, the decorated operator, for 9 years now, would simply call SEPTA police and wait for them to, apprehend the woman if possible. Matt, like the nigga is like
the nigga from Penrose.
The nigga from Rose. I'd hurt somebody bad. I don't ever want to be put in one of them positions.
Yeah, no.
I just don't. That's the reason I don't really bother people.
Yeah. But it goes back to what we were talking about. The overall arc of this show is just respect everything and everybody. Like don't do shit like that. Like please.
Yeah.
Please.
So it's like, I don't want to be put in one of them situations where it's like I feel like That was his joint in the paper.
Bring back the death penalty. Bring back our police. Holy shit, Donald J. Trump.
That was the joint that was in the paper.
He's a special animal.
Yo.
He's a special animal.
And that's the crazy part. He said that while they might not DNA prove to be because the bull was proved to be the rapist, he's like, they were in that park. So they knew something. And I'm like, yo, Donald Trump crazy.
Central Park's big as shit,
Central
bro.
Park is like miles. Like, what the fuck?
They knew something. That a man.
Like, y'all court the bull, and he raped 4 more women after that, and you still the young bulls is like they was children.
Yeah.
Like the one young bull was 12. Who the fuck is he raping at 12?
But that just goes to show you that when you 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and you of any type of ethnic descent, you're a grown man to them, and you a criminal.
Yeah.
And you have criminal potential or tendencies that you can enact, and you can turn it on and off. They look at us like fucking animals, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, man. But I think that's everything for this week. Do we have any more decent questions?
Just a couple that I want to save, and I told you the big one I want to actually make a topic.
We'll make that a whole
so
topic.
We can do that next week. Like, that's our homework. Our favorite 5 songs and why they're your favorite 5.
I already know 2 of mine.
I got 3, so I gotta think.
I got 3 too.
I gotta think. Don't say anything. We'll do that next week.
3 too.
Right.
As always, please check out therealestmerchever.com. Y'all have asked us for new shirts and new this and new that. All new shit up there now. We got TRPE and chill sweatshirts up now. We got Migos for Presidents merch, all different types of shit. Y'all wear merch, all different types of shit, including mugs.
Yes.
TRPE shirts updated in all new colors. We have a TRPE mug and the TRPE iPhone case, iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. We have those. Me and Matt don't have shit. We don't have no merchandise. I can't pop the trunk and sell you anything. I don't have shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything is now automated and set through our online distribution so that we can keep accurate track of it by our e-commerce manager, Paris. We don't have none of that shit. I don't even run the site no more. I just give suggestions and say, hey, change this, move this, do this, do that. I don't have shit for y'all, so stop asking me.
Shit is selling too, man. I'm seeing
it's starting to pick up.
I'm seeing a lot of progress, and I see motherfuckers hitting me left and right like, oh, I ordered this, I did this, I did this. I'm like, okay.
It's picking up. One thing for me, I'm doing the second ever urban party at Noto, which is the new club downtown at 1209 Vine Street. I'm doing the second ever urban party on Sunday, September 24th. This is a very, very big deal because if this goes right, then we'll have a every Sunday situation with Noto. We're doing Dion Waiters' Back to Camp party. Shout out my guy, CEO Don, on IG, whatever. Put the play together. We're going to come together and do this event. And like I said, Sunday, September 24th. At Noto, 1209 Vine Street. The tickets will be on sale soon. I'm going to have the online link in my bio. I believe the tickets going to be $40 for this event. Please go on the link when it goes up and buy your tickets in advance if you know you want to go to this party. They will increase tickets like the day before and the day of. And the door price will be something astronomical, and I ain't got nothing to do with that because we're partnered with the venue on this. So if you want to go to this Dion Waiters Back to Camp party, buy your tickets online. It's going to be a link in my bio on IG, plus.co. Follow me on IG. I'm on the road to 10K. I'm trying to hurry up and get my K next to my number and shit so I can be bougie and put booking info in my bio.
I'm working tomorrow. I'm gonna deal with this cold situation. Hopefully, I was actually gonna go to Nebraska tonight, but now
It's a wrap for that.
You've ever been there?
No.
Very good.
Nice.
Very, very good. Very, very low key.
Gotta check it out.
It's like a Fogo de Chao, but
nice.
But less
less Fogo and less chowish.
Less Fogo and less chowish, exactly. But no, it's a real good restaurant. It's out the way. It's out Horsham.
Yeah.
But we were gonna go out tonight, man. Have a date night, but that's the way I'm feeling.
Right.
And she got me sick, so it's like,
oh man,
you know how that shit go. It's like,
oh yeah, parting shot before I go. This weekend, doing 2 big parties: Vanity Grand on Saturday and Vango Day Party on Sunday. Both parties is basically like a birthday celebration for my guys, Carlotte, Kev, West Philly Reese, who has a West Side of Philly clothing line, and my man Chev. Vanity Grand Saturday night is going to be crazy. It's going to be like the biggest party they had there in like 7-8 months. We probably going to have like 800, 900 people there. It's going to be crazy. Doors open at 9 o'clock for that party. Vanity Grand, for those of you that don't know, address is 6130 Passyunk Avenue, so come out to that. And then Sunday, Vango Day Party, doors open at 5 o'clock. It's only $10 entry until 7 with that day party. And I got my man DJ A Boogie DJing, the #1 DJ in Philly. So if y'all looking for something to do this weekend, y'all definitely want to come to both of those events. They both branded the same, September's Finest. So make sure y'all come out. Vanity Saturday night, and then Vango Day Party Sunday early evening into the nighttime.
And we'll be back here. We got to figure out a different.
We got to figure out something that works here. We'll be at happy hour next Wednesday. I know that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be the fucking
We'll definitely be there. Green Turtle. Shout out to the
man,
Green
let
Turtle.
me get another one of them fish tacos.
So it's
that'd be
order
dope.
what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yo, real quick, funniest shit ever. We was at the happy hour for McCormick and Schmidt. A lot of people don't know that their happy hour used to be really, really dope because they had food and drinks.
Yeah.
And one of my guys, man, from Southwest, he'll remain nameless. He's a big time fraud. He
Big time fraud.
It was a lot of chicks in there from downtown. You know,
Yeah.
the work. This is before Center City Sips, when like the working crowd would get off and come.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of businesswomen in there, and he just felt like showing off. And like my young boy K-Rock walking, he was like, "Oh shit, my young boy in there, yo, get whatever you want, youngin. You know it's on me. I don't even care. Get whatever you want. You know how I play. Do your thing." And he turned to the bar, was like, "Yeah, let me get a triple of Patron." And she was like, "Okay, that'd be $53." He's like, "Oh, what is you doing?" I said, "Get a bid. It's happy hour. What is you doing?" And we was sitting in the bar, fucking rolling. Like, look at this
You
thing.
get a triple of Patron.
53. He said, "Oh, no."
Oh, you want the big boy drinks?
Nah, get something.
Get something off the happy hour, man. You see the
you don't
special
see the chart. Get something on the chalkboard. Damn.
playing games.
Shit. Fun times, man. Oh, Lord.
That's hilarious, man.
But
Well,
yeah, we'll definitely be at the happy hour next week
Hell
on the shout out of the show being lit. And that's it. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we figure out something with a different day.
Yeah, check out our YouTube page, man. YouTube.com/the realest podcast ever. The realest merch ever.com. Get y'all merch, man. Load up, get y'all merch. Y'all wanted new merch. Now with so much merch, buy the fucking merch, yo. And that's that. I'm out of here.